Hello, ladies and gents. Welcome back to Talent League. This is Playday 5, and today we have Hyferion5 versus Baker Boys, and I'm with my lovely co-caster, the one and only Jaeger. How are you doing today, bud?
I'm doing absolutely fantastic. As you guys know that I am an avid Baker's Boys supporter at this point, unfortunately, and they are again, unfortunately, at the foot of the table. So I'm just looking forward to watching them play. I mean, I don't know about you, Wumbi.
Yeah, I mean, according to recent results, you would not
We don't need to
bet.
talk about that. We don't
No,
need to talk about that. We
nah,
just
but
need to
I'm
play on.
but nah, we're gonna talk about it because it's very important coming into today's
We
matchup.
don't need to talk
If I
about
if I
that.
had to if I had to bet on one of these teams to win today, I'm saying it's Hyferion 5 because it's
Uh,
like I think Baker Boys last time they played it was against QVG. And yeah,
yeah, no,
QVG
we
has
got it.
been
We can skip
steamrolling
that game. We
teams,
can we
but
can skip that game. It's okay.
they
Can
also
happen.
lost against Machine Soldiers. And then they
We
also
can skip
lost
that game.
against
Yeah,
Real Sports Youngsters. And then they
we can
also
skip that
lost
game.
against Structure Esports.
Oh, we can definitely
It's
skip
not
that one.
oh, I mean, I'm just
Fresh start.
waiting.
Fresh start. New
Yeah, I
game.
mean,
New
fresh.
new name. They're gonna get top of the league by the end of this. By the end of the it's going to be fine. They're gonna win the league. It's gonna be amazing comeback story. They probably can't even. I'm pretty sure they can't win the league anymore. Actually, considering, but they're gonna win the league somehow. They're gonna get other teams are gonna get point deductions for some reasons. It's gonna happen. Mark my words. Okay, I've never been so sure about something in my life, but no, like Wumby said, Baker Boys they have not been doing the best. I mean, they've had close matches. Like they've had an 8-7, 7-5, 8-6, 8-5 on different maps, but they've just not been able to close it out. And last week, Playday, they lost 14-0 to QEG, which is definitely a gut punch to any team. As unfortunate as to say to me. And Hyperion on the other side, they're doing pretty well. A win, a draw, but they've been against good teams like QEG and Blue Jays, so there's no shame in drawing to them. They've been having a pretty good season so far, and I'm pretty they're going to be here to continue that. So I'm expecting big things from them coming into today. They're going to be looking to get those 2-3 points on the board, and I mean, Wumbi, what do you think? What do you think is going to happen? Let's have a thinky.
Honestly, if I had to make, I don't like making predictions because the unexpected could always happen. But if I had to make a
Mm-hmm.
prediction for today's game, I'm saying Hyferion 5 win it because
Oh, shock.
ultimately they've played like good teams as well as Baker Boys have, but their
Mm-hmm.
results have been a lot closer and they're able to get
Mm-hmm.
wins on maps unlike Baker Boys. So I hate to say it
Yeah.
like that because I do like some of the players in their team. I like Slows, I like Typical, I like A7 I like a lot of these players, but
Mm-hmm.
it's
Battle of
just
the
it's
Sevens.
not clicking well at
Good
all
times.
right now.
Yeah.
It's rough times right now, and I
Yeah,
mean that
and
happens
it
as
does
a new
happen,
team.
right?
Yeah.
And I feel like they've been playing with like a different player every single week. So, I don't think they've had the same roster like 2 weeks in a row. They've been switching things around. They've had subs in. So I don't know what's going on with the team. I hope they've sorted out today, hopefully. I think both teams are ready, Trippin. Can be no. It seems that we're waiting on someone still. So I guess we're gonna talk a bit more about the game. So, let's go a bit in depth. We're gonna be playing two maps today. We're gonna be playing, if I pull this up on my monitor here, we're gonna be playing Coastline and then Cafe. Right. So I mean Coastline is a map that honestly isn't really, I mean, Cafe is played a lot, I think, right? But looking through these results, I'm trying to like find them. So Hyferion have played Oregon, Chalet, they've played Clubhouse, Chalet. They're playing a lot of Chalet, honestly. They've played Cafe and won 8-7. No, no, they no, they did win 8-7 on Cafe the first time they played it. And the time they played Coastline, they won 7-1 against Blue Jays.
No, they
So
lost 7-1.
they lost 7 to Blue Jays. Oops. It does happen. We do a little trolling, but they did lose. I thought they won because of the both teams that blew in the. Okay, never mind. But yeah, so it's the last time we saw them on Coastline, they were not very particularly good. But this time it is their map pick, right? So you're coming in expecting them to have something up to see. If they've scrimmed this map before, they've scrimmed and practiced it. They're gonna come in here and hopefully just roll through it and make sure that they get the whatever mistakes they made in the last time they play this map. Basically, they're gonna like iron them out, and it'll be a fresh start. And on the side of Baker Boys, I don't think they've played Coastline. I can just double check this. They've played Oregon Clubhouse. They played Cafe Villa, Oregon Cafe, Oregon, and no, they played Coastline last week and got 7-0 by QVG. Yeah, I forgot that happened. So but on Cafe, to put to their credit, on Cafe they have done somewhat well. They lost 7-5 on Cafe. They lost 7-5 on Cafe yet again. So it's a good map for them most of the time. They're really close to winning it out. So I don't be too. I mean, I wouldn't be too surprised if they end up doing something amazing and get that win on Cafe, because they have been really close these past few weeks to getting that win, just missing out on the final piece every single map. And it won't be too surprising if you see them win a really close Cafe like 8-7 or 7-5 here. So that's
Yeah.
on the maps at least.
I mean, yeah, it's just
Mm.
I feel a bit bad for them because
It's just
it,
it's a bad start, right? I
it's
think
a
it is unfortunate. Yeah.
it is unfortunate, and it looks like the players are actually ready to
Mm-hmm.
start. So we will head into the first map, which is Coastline. Um, I think Baker Boys actually do have a good chance on this map, regardless of the result that they
Mm-hmm.
had suffered against QVG. I mean, Hyferion5 lost 7-1 to Blue Jays on the same map too, but I think this could be a good map for not Blue Jays, Baker Boys to maybe grab a map and even potentially a point or even the
Yep.
full 3 points. But we're gonna
Mm-hmm.
look towards the first bin, and I'm gonna let you take it away. It's gonna be the Jackal.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not really expecting to see a Thatcher Bandit because it is Coastline. It's a
Yeah,
very aggressive map, and if you know anything about Baker Boys, we know Wumby that they are a very hyper aggressive team. They like taking gunfights. They like closing out rounds in style. And when we watch these boys play, there's a lot of individual plays on both these teams. And actually, the Thatcher Bandit does come out, so I take it back. Usually, after the Jackal, there's gonna be a more like aggressive, maybe I've seen some weird things on Coastline, right? I've seen a lion ban off like recently, which was absolutely crazy. It's a big up in the air. Thatcher's not a must ban. But after they did that map rework and had like one or two reinforcement walls, he has been back in the meta. But obviously, the Valkyrie is going to be banned because on a map like Coastline, information on the defense is so useful. There's no wonder she got banned, Wumby. And who do you expect this last ban to be? I'm thinking maybe a Momai, a Mira.
Mira. Actually, you know what? That makes a lot of sense
Yeah.
because, like, on Penthouse has fit its way back into the meta, and then there's some like
Mm-hmm.
really sneaky mirror spots. But also, even when you're defending,
Kitchen.
kitchen service, yeah, kitchen
Yeah.
service, that you also have to do a top down hold. And usually coming into theater, you see the mirror facing bathroom or even penthouse, and then you also have the L hallway with a mirror facing the VIP wall that's now a wall, not a window no more. um
Mm-hmm.
but it's interesting. I mean, I don't see anybody else you would ban on this map, but other than Amira, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. I don't
Yeah. I mean, it does
just
make a lot. Honestly, she's completely slipped my mind because I think the fact that she's been banned almost every time and never see Mira in play is I always forget that she's an operator that exists. She's had a nerf recently in the last few patches. You can punch the Mira now. The Twitch drone being able to jump is actually a kind of
Defenders,
small
protect
buff
your
because
bombs
if
from
people
being
are just
defused by
unable to hit their
attackers.
drones, like we've seen time and time again in games, unfortunately, like these players not being able to hit their drone, that jumping Twitch drone can be a bit of a problem. She jumps and gets the mirror window. But
Attackers
yeah,
have
like I
discovered
said,
the location
I,
of the
I
bomb.
forgot that she was in a band, but yeah, I mean, Vamai is another band that usually happens. But, forget about the bands. Let's talk about the actual game itself. On the side of Baker Boys, they're running Goyo, so they do have some shields, but they're gonna be on the ADSs, Aruni Gates, Legion, Thunderbird. I honestly just do not know what to expect from them
10 seconds
anymore.
left.
Like, they've been so inconsistent with what kind of ops they bring and what kind of
5
utility
seconds
they
left
bring and how they
before
use
insertion.
it that I just stopped trying to predict them, to be honest.
Attackers are heading
Yeah,
out
I
to
don't
defuse a
I
bomb.
don't know what type of this seems like a pretty average lineup. I mean, the Kaid isn't bad, and usually you see Kaid played on this map, and they're not reinforcing VIP wall neither to like slow down the push that could come from Hyferion5. But that's okay, that's fine because we have Thunderbird. I mean, that's not exactly the same as a Kaid, but we have a Thunderbird, and when they get into these gunfights, the Thunderbird will help them
Mm-hmm.
regain health. And you have the Legion, Trap Ops, slowing Hyperion 5 down, and that's probably why they're picking that. But You see the sledge on VIP balcony, and he looks to be, taking full advantage of what his breaching hammer can do, and that's opening up the soft wall so that he can enter. But in the way of Hyferion5 on this penthouse slash VIP push is slows, but he's gonna back off after trading some shots with some other player. And he's actually gonna grab a kill. He's gonna grab profit, and that's the Twitch gone. So those Twitch drones are not gonna be able to jump no more. And Slows has positioned himself from below, and he also has a nitro stone from in hand, but he's also using these angles that he's made from below on these players that have now just taken control of VIP and also Theater. Well, VIP and not Theater. Same thing, right?
Yeah, a very cheeky angle, you know, and if the attacker, I think it was Iana there, was not paying attention, she would have been like picked off, and Slow is actually surviving with just a little bit of health. But like I said, or like I didn't say, I don't know why I said like I said, he does have a Thunderbird charge in his back pocket, so he can just put that down and heal himself back up. As typical, elsewhere on the map gets lit up to around 25 HP, but like, you know, now, like I said, you know, the Thunderbird things are on site, so he can get healed right back up. And I think that's the beauty of Thunderbird, especially when you're playing hyperly aggressive, is that you can afford to get lit up to such low HPs because you know there's HP on site. You know, you hit someone, you get hit for a bit, you come back, you get healed back up, and you go back and take the next gunfight. And it is one of the biggest strengths of Thunderbird, you know, to allow the defenders to play more aggressively because they can take more gunfights later. But speaking of gunfights, A7 into this bar, throws out the nitro, doesn't manage to hear the sledge, who walks in and gets that free kill onto it, and they're back into a 4v4. Typical is gonna have to rotate here. He's playing hookah bar on this kind of off angle on that table. I'm not sure if, is that a table? Yeah, that's a table, right? Yeah, he is sitting on the table next to that bomb. He's just gonna be sitting there, seeing if anyone walks into that rotate inside of Aqua. That is, yeah, that's inside of Aqua, but Slow is below. We know he has a C4 in hand. No, he doesn't. He has tossed it already. Never mind. So he's just going to be holding maybe some kind of off angle below. We're not seeing it right now, but maybe there is an angle that he can use. No, it doesn't seem so, but, you know, he's just downstairs. But speaking of downstairs, Bluenet, you know, I think he gets a kill to the drone hole, or might have been... Okay, I'm not sure what happened, but he does get... Okay, the round does close out. Oh, that's why. Okay, sorry, I got a bit confused, but I was wondering why Bluenet got down, but with this new update, the pink bar, it's called Shaiko Spot. That pink bar, right? The drinks actually, it's been soft now. It's not like fully reinforced. So if there's a nitro cell that comes up behind it, the damage will be gone through it. So I'm pretty sure that's how the Aruni got down. I'm not too sure, but I'm pretty sure that, I mean, Bombi, do you know exactly? Because I'm pretty sure that is what it is, right? Yeah, the C4, like the C4 from below usually wouldn't kill someone playing Shaiko, but because they made that bar soft, like that little thing, it goes through it. Or am I just, it just placed the nitro cell wrong?
That's probably just an Ubisoft thing. You can just get
Yeah.
exploded from just through anything, like through any bar, through anything. I just chalk that down to just this game being what Siege
This
is
game, yeah.
sometimes. You know, just being this game, and there's nothing wrong with that. But like shit happens. So
Shit happens, yeah.
we're gonna go to kitchen service this time. You know, they're doing a simple site rotation. They're not going to Amphitheater. They're not going Boulevard Sunrise. They're going from hookah billiards to kitchen service. And this time, instead of the Goyo, they bring the Alibi. And I mean, you have the MX4, the MX Storm, whatever you want to call it. That's what it's called in Battlefield. But the MX4 with that 1.5 sight, as well as the Bailiff as a secondary, and then you also have shields in play, you know, partnered with those Alibi clones. I mean, Alibi in herself is not usually picked a lot because I guess her utility isn't like, well, game winning. It's just really her gun mode, and and people consider her gun a pea shooter for obvious reasons because it is a pea shooter.
Headshot machine though, right?
Yeah, headshot machine though, but it's only if you can hit the head, right? But
yeah, I think it was what was it, a few metas ago or a few seasons ago, like they just needed to bring a shield operator. So usually it was like the Frost or the Aruni, not the Aruni, I always get confused, the Frost or the Alibi that being spotted. But you know, hold that thought for just a second, because we can see, I think that Slows on the Thunderbird. He is AFK behind that blue bar couch, and I don't think he's been droned out yet. No, he hasn't. No, none of the blue team are aware of his location, and he's playing. No, it's Saltburn actually here on the Legion, as he doesn't get droned out, and he just misses the person vaulting into blue bar as a Twitch exposes herself by shooting a few bullets. She's gonna be here in blue bar. She doesn't know exactly where this Legion is playing, and he was just completely unnoticed playing that small corner of the drone. I'm not sure how I did you would hear him getting off his cams, but now he's in such a good position. But Autumn picks up someone in blue net and brings it back into a 4v4 as Slows gets lit up to around 50 HP as well. But you gotta remember, this Legion, he's still playing in Sunrise, but he's rotated back into blue bar actually. He's behind this table. He's just peeking out. He sees the nade. He misses a few shots. He misses some more shots as the Twitch somehow escapes to life, and so does the Iana. They're both on such little HP. Literally a lick would kill them both. But you can see here typical. He hasn't been cleared out either. Still playing in Sunrise. He's been full flashed here. The nade comes out. He survives somehow. He gets the kill onto Maverick. Will he get the other kills? No, he doesn't. The Iana on such low HP still manages to get the kill and leaving the defenders of Baker Boys in a 2v3. But if you look at the HPs, like I said before, Prophet and the Iana of Lauza on such low HP, like they won't. They've used all the utility as well, I'm pretty sure. No, you can see that Autumn has her flashes. Yeah, she uses that flash to get rid of the Aruni. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. But, you know, still only have to land one shot on both of these players. It is very doable, and you can see Slows getting aggressive on that bathroom door. I mean, 1v with only a minute left on the clock, this is getting very intense.
50 seconds left. I mean, it's a 3v1, 2 players on the side of Hyferion5. That's one of them low HP. No, oh wait, that was the one with full HP. So now it's just 2 of these players. This is very doable for Slows, and he's gonna grab another kill. It's now Prophet and Slows in a 1v1. Prophet literally has the advantage, and it's Prophet. Wait, no, Slows had the advantage.
Slows had the advantage.
That literally swings and makes. I mean, it's swing or be swung in siege, and Prophet makes that known right there, and he grabs that round. I'm very confused about that Legion position because, like, it was it happened twice. It was, you know, when he got that kill into Gecko, and then he's able to rotate behind those couches again, and they almost died. Like, oh my god, Prophet literally almost died, and Lauza too, because Lauza was.
It was chaos. I think that's the right word to explain it. Chaos.
I think I was losing my mind when that happened.
Yeah. I mean, I'm surprised that the Thunderbird just didn't change weapons to the secondary. That was so winnable. He had the information. He knew the Twitch was pushing. Just a bit unsure if the you know, I think the Twitch would double back around. It was really intense and easily could have gone back into Baker Boys' favor, but unfortunately for them, they could not win out the round. And I think it's safe to say they pulled one back. You know, they started their attack. They pushed into blue bar, droned it out. Somehow the Legion is unnoticed because if you remember correctly, the time at which he got off his drone was when the Twitch drone was just running past him, right? Oh, no, he wasn't getting off his drone. He was getting off cams, right? He was on his camera. He gets off. That makes a sound. It gets uncalled. He manages to vault over, get that kill, and then still I mean, I didn't even notice when he jumped back in, to be honest. I don't know about you, but I didn't even notice him jumping back into the couches. So
yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, when I can't remember who entered through Mud Room, but I thought the Legion was holding an angle from the wall in between Blue Rise and Blue Bar and Sunrise. And I thought he was holding an angle, and I thought the person walking into Mud was literally gonna die. I mean, the person walking into Mud was Gecko, and he did die first. So I mean, it worked out.
It did.
For Slows is on his luggage window, and also Plunit's just on a big window. He's just gonna do a ballsy peek, and he's gonna get lit up from it. He's not gonna light anybody else up in return. It's still an even man account. I mean, it's not even a minute gone by. Some like shots traded in between the teams, but not a lot of action. You see the drones coming in as well, coming in from this south side take. They're gonna do the office take as well as the Sunrise Blue Bar take, and that's Prophet actually taking the kill once Assault Point. That's now leaving Hyferion5 with an early man advantage, and it's leaving Plunit. Well, no, I don't even know if Plunit is by himself in the top 4 roam, but he might be in a minute if Slows is dead, but he's also in this big window. There's a player right below him. If this player, I think that's Prophet. I think if Prophet moves to that window that what's his face, Plunit was just looking at, he might get a kill. But he gets naded from below, and I don't even know if Hyferion5 really know his position here. That's probably, maybe that's why he got naded from below. But this is the drop from Plunit, and he's gonna miss his shots, and that's Louz is actually able to get that kill, and then Gecko is able to get a kill elsewhere. I did not mean to scream like that. I just thought you were gonna get killed, and you didn't. I mean, it's whatever. It's 1:20 left. I'm just gonna let Jaeger take it from here because I don't know what that gunfight was.
Unfortunate. I mean, oh my god, typical as well, almost dying to this really long angle hell. But in a 5v2 position, the yellow pings are coming out on these players on site. So A7 who's playing on site, he needs to be very careful. He could get naded, flash. There's a lot of things that could happen with the accurate yellow ping information. They don't seem to be aware of the drone as well. But typical, he's playing in main lobby, so he could maybe go unnoticed and get a few picks. But if you remember earlier in the round, there was indeed a drone inside of security. So chances are his position has also been revealed. And as the execute comes into sight with 45 seconds left, Profit gets down as A7 gets killed as well, leaving it into a 1v4 as basically Profit has not been picked up yet, but Typical managed to find that first kill onto Autumn. Will he get any more? No, Gecko picks up that last kill, and that is a solid round on Hyferion, and a good showing from a shaky round last round, I would say. They really, picked up those corners, killed out those roamers easily, and pushed on to site. And Wambi, I mean, that gunfight between Punet and... Okay, let's give him some credit. That was an awkward gunfight. He on ADS as soon as he saw the Iana's leg, and then the Iana was in a position where like she was uncrouching. He couldn't really aim for like the head or shoulder. So we gotta give him some slack. But when someone's on their drone and they're getting off, that should be a free kill. It is a lot of whiff shots.
It's a bit unfortunate. I mean,
It is.
he had the P10 in hand, and we all know the P10 got a nerf recently.
Yeah, body
16
shots is not the
bullets.
one with that.
And then on top of that, I don't know how much damage it does, but I know for a fact that it is a P shooter, and you have to, for certain, get a headshot to really do any damage with that gun, to really make an impact with that gun. And
Attackers need to
unfortunately, he
locate
just
and
shot the
defuse
leg,
bombs.
and he wasn't able to flick on the head fast enough. And I mean, it happens that gunfights like that happen in Siege more often than not, as awkward as they can be. But I mean, we move back to Sunrise. Sunrise. Oh my God, Hookah Billiards. Jesus Christ, my brain is fried today. But Hookah Billiards, and they're not going to any other site. They're not even gonna rotate to the penthouse or maybe even Sunrise Blue Bar. And I wonder if it's maybe because they don't think they can defend it well,
10
or if
seconds
it's
left
because
before
they're not
insertion.
prepared for it. Because I know they're playing with the sub today. Are they playing with the sub today?
5
Yeah,
seconds remaining.
I think they play with 2 subs actually. It's a bit muffled from what I've heard behind the scenes,
Attackers are
but
moving out to locate a
it is
bomb and
coastline,
defuse
and if there's a map where if you were uncoordinated and playing it like a ranked game, I'll probably pick this map. There's not much in terms of utility wastage. It usually comes down to a lot of gunfights in this map. Not many plants you see unless it is a 1v1 2v1. At least from my experience and what I've seen, I could be totally wrong about this, so just take that with a grain of salt. But if I was Baker Boys, if I was going to a map with a sub or unprepared players in terms of prepping together and playing together as a team, I would probably pick coastline. But that is for that. Let's get back into this game. As you can see here, Gecko is trying to make that first entry into VIP and gets killed by Saltjoin. I'm surprised he didn't get that kill. Saltjoin landing that headshot is really what saved him, and he's gonna come back onto site and get healed back up, which means that whatever damage that Gecko did is going to be all for naught.
Yeah. Oh
You can see.
God, I accidentally opened my Paint.net application.
How?
I was
Wait,
trying
what?
to. I'm sorry.
What happened?
I don't even know. My mouse just clicked, and oh my God, Louser just went skull click too, but he's not gonna land a single shot. That slows, and Typical getting a kill for the side of Baker Boys. Oh, Prophet able to sneak up from behind onto Typical, and that leaves only one player on this east side, and that's actually Slow. He gets wall banged, and that's a nasty flick from Prophet, slimming this down to a 2v3, and now putting his team back in putting him and Stizzy in a winnable position. Oh, Stizzy in a gunfight, but Salt Joint has been down. Nade's gonna be cooked, and it's probably gonna confirm this kill onto Salt Joint if Stizzy has cooked it. I don't hear a nade. I don't see a nade, so no, he didn't. No, okay, now he's gonna
It's
cook
coming
it.
out.
Okay.
Just
Now the kill's gonna be confirmed, and it's now left Baker Boys and Hyferion5 in the 2v2. Clunet is in this hallway looking at 90 corridor, but nobody's there yet. It's about 1:05, so Hyferion5 have enough time to really take advantage of this. You see Stizzy sneaking into luggage, and you also have him being, well, not counter, but he's ready. Nitro. Oh, 2 kills at the same time come out for Baker Boys, and they take that round. This game so far part is pretty entertaining. I mean, if it's any, if it could be any map, it'd be Coastline. But
Yep.
I mean, it's Baker Boy showing some fight right now.
Yeah, and once again, when they're in a 5v2, I mean, let's just give credit where credit is due. Prophet hitting two very nice shots, almost gets a wallbang flick onto Slows' head, if you remember that. I'm not sure how that didn't get the head, to be honest, but yeah, it's two very nice shots. They had a drone, I'm pretty sure, on that person playing inside of VIP, which was the Salt Joint on Lesion. So he was basically a free kill, and in a 2v2 situation, you're thinking to yourself, our Baker was going to fumble this round? Not again. But no, they do manage to find it, they do manage to clutch it up, right? In 2v2, the C4 comes out, and I think Plunet was swung out wide into VIP hallway, and, just got a kill through those double windows, window to the window. And what could have been a tilter of a round for Baker Boys, in a 5v2 down to a 1-0v2, if they had won that round, questions would be asked, but they win that round out, so nothing else is said, as they're going to go back into kitchen, which was honestly the last time we went to kitchen from B. I mean, I don't need to tell you how chaotic it was, right?
No, I don't think you do. I can't remember. Hyferion5, yeah, Hyferion5 actually won that. And are we talking about the 3v1 situation where Prophet and Lauza were like literally on 5 HP and Slows almost could have gotten it?
Yep, that one.
5 seconds left.
Yeah, that one. Okay.
That was really close. That one, yeah.
Okay.
Well, that wasn't really the chaotic part. I think the chaotic part happened a bit before, with the whole Lesion jumping into hookah and jumping back out of suspect.
I thought you were gonna. I also had a. There was also a moment on this site too where you had the Ayana, not the Ayana, sorry, the Aruni jumped down on the Ayana, and then it was a
Was it this side? I think it was.
Almost grabbing a kill onto Lauza as he tries to enter straight into office. So you can tell quite literally what the side of Hyferion5 are planning to do, and also what Slows is trying to do. He's gonna try and just be aggressive. And I mean, on a map like Coastline, you do have to be aggressive on your defenses because it's nothing but gunfights and all-out brawls on this map. And I mean, if Baker Boys are quite literally taking the fight to them, Slows in particular going 5-3 right now. And you see the deep roam coming in from Baker Boys, but Gecko's just gonna slim that down, and he takes out A7 on. Or was it the player onto site? We don't know. I don't know who that was or where he was positioned. Oh, Gecko grabbing another kill, this time onto Typical. That's the Jaeger gone. That's a little bit of their roam game gone, and that's also a player firing back at him from Courtyard, and that's Slows grabs another kill. Prophet has also grabbed the kill, and he's gonna grab that one as well. Prophet playing out of his mind right now, but Salt Joint's gonna stop him, slow him down a bit, and it's now a 2v1. Stizzy and Lauza. I think Lauza is a new addition to the team, but Stizzy's in sight. So I mean, he can plant the diffuser, and he's gonna plant. He was gonna plant it in a unpredictable spot, but Lauza's just gonna confirm that kill. And that's the round for Hyferion5. They're gonna move. They're gonna look to take this half onto 4-2. Or maybe even have it at a 3-3. It doesn't really matter. But I mean, it's attack on Coastline, and I mean statistics are balanced on this map. But
I would say a little bit attacker-sided, but 4-2, 3-3, not the wildest thing in the world. And I don't know if you noticed, but I think it was the Legion used an impact to try to cover his falling sound, which is actually pretty clever. It didn't work for him. I'm not sure if they maybe had a drone. I mean, if one thing I can tell you about Hyferion is that their drone game has been on point. It's been giving them free kills almost every round. And, I think Gecko got, I think the second kill was free. think I saw like a yellow ping, but yeah, the information game from them is on point, the drones and everything. But yeah, like I said, the impact coming out from Legion to try to cover his falling sound, it was a pretty good attempt there, and maybe could have been clutchable. Unfortunately for him, he was offside, but it was a solid round, a good round, something that we don't usually see, last time. It was better than the last time we saw Kitchen, well, incredible chaos was there. That was a bit more manageable. And Gecko getting those first 2 entry kills certainly did help his team win that round. But they're going to go onto the site that you said that they haven't gone before, which is Sunrise and Blue Bar. And I'm going to be interested to see how to define this site.
It looks like they're reinforcing
10 seconds left before insertion.
The wall off to Courtyard, and usually you don't see that
5 seconds left
a lot of competitive teams. Okay, now they're just okay, so they're reinforcing the part where it like looks straight behind Blue Bar, but they're going to put holes on the left side of the wall
Uh,
that's
have
facing
they reinforced
courtyard.
it completely? Can we have a look? Yele or Crescent? Have they completely reinforced it off? Have they just reinforced one? Have they reinforced any?
Oh, I thought because I
I
the
can't
Slow's
tell.
literally baiting me, bro. Because he literally, it
The
was like,
third one next to the bar. No, nothing's reinforced. Okay, so we just got baited really hard and nothing is reinforced.
yeah. But I was gonna say because if he's gonna reinforce that, then Baker Boys weren't going to do a courtyard hold or even like have a east side hold from their defense. And Slows is actually gonna get a kill onto Profit, not Profit, but Gecko, and Profit's gonna get onto a kill onto Salt Joints. And that's a trade for a trade, but it's not onto the players that actually got the kills. And Punet is here in security room. 3 players is in office. And oh, that's the clone, baby. That's not the actual player. And he's pinched by Stizzy. There was 3 players right there looking straight at him, and that's Lauza with the nice shot. New player on Hyferion5 getting the nicest shots. I mean, he's on Ayana, so he has to, right? And
Mm-hmm.
now 3 players in office, and you also have the Maverick in office as well. So I mean, they can make some peek holes uh on this blue bar wall, but they're just gonna hold some angles. I don't
Yeah, and it's something to do with this room in Blue Bar. We just see the weirdest takes,
Bomb
and what
located
Punet
by
did was
attackers.
just walk past. I think there were 3 people inside of that area, and he couldn't find a single one of them. Something about being near to Blue Bar just does things to people. But you can see it is a 4v2 situation, which is not unwinnable, but it does put a lot of pressure onto these last 2 players of A7 Un and Typical. Typical, he's been doing pretty well for himself here, 4-4. Compared to his last previous performances, I would say that's pretty good. But A7 Un yet to pick up a slack. We know how good of a player he can be, and if there was ever around to show how good he can be, it would be this one. Clutching up for his team like this, it surely would be the best. But you can see here that, Stizzy is getting ready to set up the plant. The nade from lower comes out and does a little bit of damage to him,
Diffuser has been
but
dropped.
he ends up blowing
Attackers
himself
recover the
up
bomb
actually, as
diffuser.
Typical wants into courtyard and gets ready to hold this plant position. Usually you'd see someone in lobby, but he's just going to be prone behind the palm tree in courtyard.
Attackers have
And
dropped the bomb diffuser.
Typical picks up one as well, leaving it back into 2v2. And now questions are going to be asked as, Hyferion5, the Autumn takes a lot of damage, but A7 Ult takes a lot of damage as well. Both of these players on like a singular hit point. A single hit point can kill both of them, but it's Autumn to win that out. And that's now all onto
Attackers have
Typical in
recovered
a
their
1v2.
diffuser.
Autumn is on such low health, but Lauza has diffuser. He's gonna have to plant it down with only 15 seconds left on the clock.
15
This
seconds
still could be
remaining.
anyone's game. Typical's position has not been revealed. The flashes come out. It
10
did do
seconds
full
left.
flash him, so it does look like the diffuser will go down. And
Attackers
Typical,
are
if he swings this
activating
correctly, he
diffuser.
does get the kill maybe, but no, he gives away his position. Now the attackers know exactly where he is. Autumn still yet to heal himself using that Kona station because it's not been recharged. Does he manage to see the feet? Yes, he does. He gets that kill. And oh my god, it's a 1v1 situation. This could be anyone's game. Typical landing a few pre-fire shots. Can he maybe win this out for his team? It will be huge. He's swinging around. He's trying to see if the pre-fire can kill him. Does he know where Lauza is playing? Lauza, the new guy, is trying to do the deed, and he does get the deed done as he gets that kill. And it was a really intense round, Lumby. I'm not gonna lie. Um, yeah, so sorry about that. We are going to have a quick pause for a second. Something to do. It's a technical pause. No team have called a timeout. Don't worry about it. So you're gonna have to see our beautiful faces for a bit longer. But Wumbi, walk me through that round. I mean, how amazing was it to watch?
it was it was I mean, it's a competitive round. I don't want to say it was completely in the side of Hyferion5 because it wasn't, but like
Mm-hmm.
one thing that I wanted to harp on was Typical's position into courtyard. I mean, his
Mm-hmm.
after he got like I think he got a couple, I think he got like 1 kill, and then he completely rotated off of uh whatever position he was playing on to go into blue yard and blue
Mm-hmm.
courtyard to peek into blue from those holes on that wall. And I mean, it I mean, he almost could have stopped the plant. I mean, not to
He could
stop the
have.
plant, but he could have really won the round for his team in that position as well.
Yeah.
A7 Un in that gunfight with the Habana as well was kind of a key moment because if the
Yeah.
Habana were to lose that gunfight, guaranteed I would have said that that was Baker Boys round. But
It was
they're
a
gonna
banger
go
boy.
on the attack. So I mean, it was a good plant from Lauza, and it also was good,
Mm-hmm.
well, almost good cover from the Habana, but wasn't meant to
Yeah.
be. Um,
I mean, you
mm,
also gotta wonder, right? That if you remember, Typical when he when he went into blue bar, he ended up pre-firing his close right. You're trying to wonder maybe a bad call was given, or maybe he just assumed the way the sound was in this map, because there were rotate holes in that wall at the top, so sound could have easily transmitted over, and maybe he heard him planting close to the door and just went for the pre-fire. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but it was a valiant attempt from him. He gets that first kill, doesn't really manage to find that second though, unfortunately. I mean, if he did manage to find that second kill, he would have made himself a hero for Baker Boys that round from the depths, bringing it back. And this has been a very close game. Either team, when they get close to losing a round in a 2v situation, like if you remember, in a 2v5 situation for Baker Boys in like round 2 or round 1, they were up 2v5, I think, and then they lost 3 people. I think it was the Legion, the Thunderbird, and I think the Malusi or the Iana. I'm not sure. Not the Iana, sorry, the Rooney. But they did. Baker Boys did win that round eventually, and something similar happened here, where in a 2v4 situation, the other enemy team just gets a little bit too comfortable with their man advantage and end up throwing those numbers away and Stizzy nading him. I mean, we're not even talking about Stizzy nading himself. I mean, what happened there?
I don't even know, because I think he almost naded one of his own teammates. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I think one of his nades went. I remember one of his nades went past into hookah, right? Because I remember the smoke taking a bit of damage. The second nade, I don't know if it was mistimed or what exactly happened. But honestly, if they lost that round, I'm pretty sure they would be blaming. He would especially be really hard on himself, because if he naded himself and then this team lost a round, that would have been a big throw on his part, right? He would be kicking himself with that. But it is unfortunate. A good attempt, like we said, from Baker Boys, and that leaves us on a 4-2 split on Coastline. And 1B, I mean, what do you think of this kind of split 4-2? Do you think it's in Hyperion's advantage? Do you think Baker Boys can come back easily? What is the status?
I think with the way that Baker Boys have been playing, they have an opportunity to gain
Mm-hmm.
some advantage on their attacking half. I mean, they look pretty decent on their defensive half, albeit it's Coastline, and it's Coastline, as we all know, it is a hard map to defend on. And I mean, you're good.
Yep.
But it's I don't know. Like I think with if it just depends on how they perform, right? Because like on their defensive halves, you really just had slows and typical
Mm-hmm.
doing a lot of the work, mainly slows, because slows almost always is the main player to go off for them.
Yep.
On that Thunderbird or whatever he's playing. I mean, what is he playing right now? He's playing the
Sledge, probably. Yeah.
yep
Fair
Sledge.
enough.
I was gonna say Sledge, and he is gonna play the Sledge. And I mean, it's just it
Attackers
depends
need to
on what
locate and
everybody
defuse
else
as
is
many
doing and
bombs as
how
they
well they
can.
play together. Um, I,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know though, because like whenever I say that for Baker Boys, or I have said that whenever I've casted their games, it doesn't translate into anything for them, and that's where I kind of feel bad for them. It's because like you see slows mainly is the one to carry all the weight, and I can imagine it's like hard on them because they don't want one player just doing all the work
Yeah.
10 seconds
because it's
left
a team
before
game at the end
insertion.
of the day. But
This team game, yeah, and we've seen how amazing he is, right? We've seen him
5
time and
seconds
time
left
again.
before
And
insertion.
one person who honestly has not been playing as well as we expected to is A7 Own. When he plays, usually he plays really well. He drops double digits. He's a person with slows, usually hitting those double digit numbers and helping his team. So he's had a pretty quiet game. 1 and 5, not really the best. Probably not really playing how he wants to play. Probably not really in a position. But you can see a typical on the Ash is sitting in spawn. I'm not sure exactly what happened. He's just AFK there for a bit. We'll see exactly what's happening with him in a second, whether it's something to do if his internet, if he is lagged out, or if he's just gone away from keyboard. I mean, we'll see. But meanwhile, we can see here that the team of Baker Boys are going for a penthouse push. And yeah, he's back. You saw that. He's running a bit. So nothing to worry about. He just went away from his keyboard for a second, probably. But you can see here that, Hyferion are looking for drones, expecting Baker Boys to have some pre-placed drones to help get some free kills.
yeah, it's approaching 2 minute thing. I almost
Mhm.
minute 2 minutes and 5. Sorry, my brain is literally so brighter, and I don't know what's going on with my head.
I could
But
not
it's
associate. Yeah.
now
Attackers
2
drop the
minutes,
diffuser.
and this push from Baker Boys seems to stall these slows and bathroom. It's good angle, looking out at that wall that's completely open. Gecko opening up the kill count for his team, and then Lauza and then Profit is just a flurry of kills. Hyferion5. Laos is still persisting in this theater hold, and the player that I was just harping on, Slows, is now dead, and it's leaving A7 on and Saltjoy in this 2v5 situation. Hyferion5 are in some pretty good positions. You have typical, I mean, not typical, sorry, Lauza in theater, and then you have a player in
Mm-hmm.
that hallway, in that 90 corridor, or Z hallway, whatever you want to call it. And then you also have a couple players on and around the site. You have a player in blue bar, a player the smoke behind that bar in billiards. There's no way Hyferion5 lose this. This is just a free round for them, and they're gonna move on to 5-2. I don't
It's a
think I
rush.
jinxed that. I don't think I jinxed that.
Well,
Bomb
we'll
has been
see.
located.
I mean, the 2v5, crazier things have happened in Siege, we leave it at that. But Sultan and A7 two people who have not had the greatest of games, could, you know, put themselves on the board here with a huge round. And with 40 seconds left, the C4 comes out and A7 gets that first kill. And that first kill usually is the hardest to get, as they could potentially start skyrocketing. But it's still a 4v2. They're going to have a lot of work to do. And then the smoke grenades in hand and the shotgun as well on the side of that smoke of autumn. But it doesn't even matter because Profit elsewhere picks up Saltchild, and poor A7 left all alone. He's going to have to contest, and Profit with a huge prediction read. I'm not sure if that's information or just game sense there, to pre-fire crouch level on to that ace. Does manage to kill him, and that is a solid start for Hyferion.
He barely saw him move. I literally saw it on his like thing. He barely saw
Oh,
him move, and he was able to like flick down to where his
oh,
not his. I don't think he saw his head perfectly, but he was able to flick down and just shoot.
this little hat pixel.
Yeah, little hat picks or whatever that was. I don't know. He was like crawling, not crawling, but crouch walking across, and Prophet was just able to get that kill. But that was a really nice round from Hyferion 5. I mean, you have to
Mhm.
be aggressive on your defenses, and as the attack, you also have to be prepared for that aggressiveness. And they are gonna switch from the zero onto the Ash, a more aggressive op for Baker Boys. And I mean, what can they do different in this round? I can't remember
Mhm.
what site Hyphen 5
Defenders,
were actually
protect your
going
bombs
to, but
They
remain
were playing
defused by
hookah,
attackers.
right?
oh no
So
no
now
no
they're
no
playing hookah,
no.
but you gotta remember, right, Bumby, you gotta remember that the only site that Baker Boys won on their defense
Attackers have
was
located
hookah.
a bomb.
So, is that something to do with this match or this team? I mean, we'll find out shortly in this round because, Hyperion have gone to kitchen. So, it is at the last, if I remember, the first time they went to kitchen, we had that one chaotic round where Legion was just AFK inside of blue bar and he wasn't thrown out, and then he made a huge play. And then we had the second round in kitchen, which was that the close one with the 2v2 into a 1v1? No, that
10
was the
seconds
final
left.
round, right? And I don't actually remember what happened in the second. No, that was a 2v4. And they
5
lost that
seconds
one
left.
as a 1v3. So that was a much more dominant performance from Hyperion. But they're going to be going on to their first defensive
Attackers are
hold
moving to
up
defuse a
kitchen.
bomb.
And already you can see the difference. They're putting an emphasis on vertical holding, which you can see Baker Boys didn't really have much. They had the Aruni playing upstairs, but apart from that, they didn't really try to hold upstairs that much. The reinforcements weren't really coming out. But on the side of Hyperion, they're gonna reinforce it off. They're gonna have certain utilities, certain side of setups, a lot of vertical holds into lobby. This is a much more different kind of hold than we saw from Baker Boys.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit more of a extensive roam or stretched out roam, not in a bad
Mhm.
way, because you do see the holes in courtyard facing blue board. I mean, that's pretty not average, but you don't usually see a lot of teams playing at it. Some teams do, but some teams don't. It's kind of wishy-washy. I'll tell you what's wishy-washy. That wall goes onto slow, and he's just gonna fire back at the player. That's the Malusi, and he's playing a little bit deeper than where Slows is pre-firing. He's just behind this bar, and he's just I'm guessing he's crouching up and down. Typically gonna grab a kill into Lazana, and that's a nice shot from Gecko into Slows. Typical having a pretty nice game, and he's on his buck. He's above right now, and he has the opportunity to get what the
Oh!
heck? Profit. I mean, he grabs the kill. It's a Profit. He shouldn't have. Salt join Dizzy. 4v2 man advantage for Baker Boys. The only players that they have to worry about are Autumn and Gecko, and I mean they are in okay positions, but the manpower, the man count that Baker Boys have right now is amazingly overwhelming for them. And I mean they're in and around the site probably at this point in time. That's a kill for Salt Joint as Gecko tries to rotate to retake the top floor. And there's a player actually sneaking down. Cool vibes. I don't know if Autumn's gonna catch him in time with this SMG, but A79 is actually gonna plant down on I don't even know which site, and that's actually the kill for Salt Joy. That's the player that persisted onto Cool Vibes, like I said, and he didn't know about him at all. So my assumption was correct. He didn't know about him at all. He rotates right in front, and that's Salt Joint to get the easy frag and the round for Baker Boys. Now this is getting a bit closer. I mean, Baker Boys have 2 more rounds to win before they're tied completely with Hyferion5, and they haven't. I don't think Baker Boys have had the lead at all in this matchup
I
or
think
on this
no,
map.
they won round one. They won round one,
Oh,
but after
that's
that,
true.
no.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But can we just talk about that? I'm pretty sure that was a hipfire headshot kill onto Prophet, and you've told me. We've told you time and time again that Pete and Roni, when you don't hit the head, it is a pea shooter. And I don't think there is a better example of a kill coming out where you hit just body shots, you landed like 4 body shots, and then that person just has to hold M1, gets a bit lucky with the hipfire headshot, I will not lie. But on any different gun, that Buck would have died, it would have put them in a 3v3 position, and they still could have won that round because, in a 3v3 position, it could still slide either way. But with Prophet, especially with the form that he's having and the aim we've seen from him so far, going 11-5, with him still being alive in the round, I can definitely see that round going differently. But typical, he is that player right now for Baker Boys who is stepping up and getting those frags when they aim the most, albeit in not the most. Not the cleanest fashion. I think we can both agree. It's not in the cleanest fashion, but he gets the job done, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, I mean, I was harping a bit on Slows a bit because I have
Mhm.
seen him play extremely
10
well,
seconds
where
left
he can
before insertion.
where he does have the potential to carry Baker
Domination.
Boys. Yeah, he has the potential to carry Baker Boys on his back to a win, but
Attackers
we haven't
objective
seen a
is
win
to
from
locate a
Baker
bomb.
Boys. It's a question of like what roles are being played and
Oh,
who's not playing them effectively enough. Gecko on this guy's ult. Jesus Christ, he's playing with
that would
his
have been a
life
kill.
here. That would have been a crazy kill. That would have been the
Bomb
dumbest
located
kill
by
I've
attackers.
seen in any comp, like level scene or whatever. Wallbangs coming again from this, and they went back to kitchen service. I meant to say that, but also they're still doing the same extensive hold that they did last time on the same site, which is extend their roam not only on the top floor but also to Blue Bar, to Courtyard. I'm pretty sure, and they're just kind of like they're rotating as it goes. Right? I don't know what they're doing with
Mhm.
this hold actually, because there's nobody in lobby, but they do have the room above
They
them.
have the
So
upstairs angles, right? Yeah.
yeah, so I mean, it could work out. They have those players in theater, and it looks like their hold on this east side or west side is actually going to push back. It's going to push them back into sight or push them back deeper into sight. And the first kill comes in from Salt Joint, and that's the player playing in security room, catching the rotation with Gecko. There's actually another player playing in lobby along with Gecko, and that's
attackers' bomb
Stizzy.
diffuser
Stizzy may
has
be
been
caught
dropped.
out on a rotation, and he is gonna get caught out because Plunet is on these main stairs. I actually thought he was gonna get caught
How
out
did
by
that
the player
happen?
playing in Sunrise. I don't even know because there's actually a player right next to him. He has to get this cool Wowza with the Wowza typical down and out for this round. Is not gonna be able to make a big impact on his team. Oh, Prophet in a gunfight, but he's not gonna be able to capitalize off of it. I mean, it's just a lot of silly, goofy stuff. They're in a silly, goofy mood, and so is Slow grabbing another kill. This time it's an auto for his team, and he's gonna get into another gunfight. Allows him key shots, and now
Oh,
he's
Attackers
down. It
recovered
leaves
the bomb
Prophet in the
diffuser.
1v4, and he's in lobby. I mean, all Baker Boys have to do is really just take sight or play. That's literally it.
yeah.
And it Prophet is in lobby. I mean, he could deny the plant if they planted the service, but they didn't. And it's A7 on
Finishing kill.
Prophet. Yeah, good kill. I mean, wow.
Yeah, and good round from Baker Boys. It's better. We've seen better. In the last round, you could call it the second attacking round. The kitchen could have been like, oh, it's a fluke. They won it because of that one headshot that Tipper got lucky. But that one was pretty good. They identified the kind of hole that Hyperion were doing. They knew what they're holding lobby. They knew they're holding blue bar. They pushed that blue bar player outside and got control. Holding that angle to lobby, and Salt Joy getting that first kill inside of the person playing in lobby, and then just wasting of time. I mean, I don't know how Punet got onto white stairs. There's a person playing upstairs in theater. There's a cam in 90. I don't think he walked into lobby because he probably would have died. So I'm fully confused. Did he like go in through aqua and then walk through luggage into white? It's
think
crazy to me. I don't know what happened.
Attackers need to
I
locate
think
and
maybe
defuse as
because
many
like
bombs as
their
they
room,
can.
like I said, was pretty extensive. but it didn't like you can't have every single player on
Yeah.
every side on every point of the map. So maybe it was
I
from
think it was Aqua, right?
yeah Aqua to Luggage, and then
Yeah.
he's able to rotate to main stairs and get an easy frag. And I mean, I the
Yeah,
intel was
basically.
clearly lacking on that position. So
Yeah, just when you're in a position like that, that's why you always want a dedicated cam watcher on your team, someone who on defense sits on site and just waits until his teammates do stuff and then just clicks with cam, see if anyone does anything sneaky like that. And that's exactly, if someone was on cams, they're called up to his position, that's a free kill because Luna thinks he's not been spotted yet, right? So he's pushing down the stairs slowly, trying not to make noise. A defender could easily swing and kill him, and especially considering there's two defenders playing inside of lobby. At the time, I'm pretty sure, could have easily been a kill on the other way, but he does get that refrag, and Baker Boys end up winning that round, bringing it into a 5-4, which honestly, it's getting close. And if I was a Hyferion player, Hyferion fan, I would start to sweat because Baker Boys, they look pretty solid on their attack so far. And losing that first round obviously to that Hookah take, but apart from that, on this kitchen hold, not really the best, but they're gonna have to go back upstairs and contest Hookah.
yeah, you see the top down angle working against Baker Boys. It's Prophet actually lighting up Salt Joint, so he's gonna be the worst to wear for some of these gunfights. Because as we all know, a lot of as we all know, I want to say the thing about Ash or literally any gun under defense really is that especially with the guns that the defense has right now, Kaid with that AUG, literally anybody can literally just take him down, or even Typical, because Typical is actually down a little bit of HP.
Ooh.
And Salt Joint's gonna rotate from Sunroom into security, and he could catch two players. There's two players rotating through here. He could catch one, but he's not gonna catch any, and that's Prophet with the nice shot on Salt Joint. But Lauza's just gonna take crazily slows. It's not gonna be able to catch neither one of these players. I mean, that was a good little bit of support from Hyferion5. You had Prophet rotating with not Salt Joint, Lauza. Sheesh, I keep getting their names mixed up. Prophet rotating with Lauza into security room, and then if Prophet were to die, I mean, like he just did now from Plunet, then Lauza had his trade, but Lauza's not gonna be in a position to trade him. And it's Plunet on this big widow repel, and I mean the LMG does go bird, and if anybody peeks this girl, they're literally gonna get smoked by this LMG.
I mean, yeah, that's a very strong gun and a very strong position on that window. But look here, Typical, he's holding this angle under that hookah hatch, and if that Kaid does not pay attention here, he can get easily killed. But you can see the pressure is now piling onto side from Baker Boys. With only 47 seconds left, they're gonna have to make a play, and that's actually, oh my god, Gecko goes for the play but doesn't manage to get the kill as elsewhere Autumn picks up Typical, leaving it back into a 3v3. Well, both of these teams have one player who is on very low HP, but you can see here Lauza is going for the flank. Are Baker Boys aware of him? And it doesn't seem so. He could be the play of the season here. Well, not of the season, but play of this round so far. But he doesn't because Slows has the kill on him. As A7 Un starts to go for the plant, Bluenet on that window is going to be able to do a lot. As Dizzy picks up one, he does get traded off, leaving it all into 1v1. Slows one is on him. 10 seconds left. Which team is going to get this kill? He pulls out the shotgun. Will he manage to get this kill? Slows goes for the shot, doesn't manage to land it. Autumn with a 1v1 clutch, and he puts his team on match point. And let me tell you, that is another really close round that easily could have swung in either way, to be honest.
Baker Boys taking the fight to Hyferion5. I said at the beginning that I predicted Hyferion5 to win this map, and also maybe even Cafe because of the recent results that haven't gone in the way of Baker Boys. But Baker Boys are doing their thing here. And I mean, they have 2 more rounds to go before we go into overtime on Coastline. But I don't know. I mean, what can they do different on Penthouse Theater? I don't know. Maybe
Something.
just click heads. Just something.
Click heads,
Click
I mean, it was a very close round. They had the man advantage towards the end in a 3v2, but Stizzy going huge with 2 kills, I'm pretty sure, before getting killed himself, just put himself in a 1v1 and Slows against that shotgun, when especially when you're not playing on LAN and there's a ping difference, that shotgun quick peek, you get to see him just a little bit faster. That gun does manage to shoot a little bit faster, and when you have a shotgun there at that kind of range, there's not much Slows could have done. And it is unfortunate because if you won that round, we would be here at 5-5, and now you're thinking, hold on a minute, this could be a kind of upset that you didn't expect to see. But no such thing is going to happen because Autumn does what Autumn does best as that support player or flex. He does get that kill, and they put Hyperion on that match point. And I mean, just another statistic that is pretty funny, Bumby. The only site to be won today is there have been 4 defensive round wins, and all 4 of them have been hookah games or hookah rounds. So, you know, make of that as you will, as you wish, and that stand could easily change in the next coming rounds. So.
Yeah, I mean, for the first time we see Penthouse Theater, and I don't like Baker Boys. Like I said, Penthouse Theater has worked itself into the map rotation because of the recent changes to VIP. And Baker Boys did not pick this site a single like time, or like not even once really. And
Did they? No, they didn't, right? No.
Nah, and I'm guessing it's because they're playing with the sub. I know their IGL is out, but it's just it's a bit awkward because even I mean, even when you don't have that little bit of coordination, so okay, two my Baker Louds are grabbing slows, 4v3 man advantage for Baker Boys. They're not even really attacking the site, they're just dismantling the players around it, and Hyferion5 are just their hold on this around the site, and even on it is just dismantling. There's nobody really on site from Hyferion5 unless you want to count the Rooney. That's a kill for typical, a couple of key missed shots from Gecko, and I mean the IGL is missing from Baker Boys, but they're playing like their IGL isn't missing. Hyferion5 literally in a 2v4 situation here, and see a lot of the players will now just one player allows it taking care of the player that moved in with the ace. Okay, now he's taking care of by Puna, and now Puna grabs the. I mean, what the heck? What?
It is a lot of action at the start. Let's just leave it at that. You know, when we saw the Aruni in that first gunfight, we're like, oh no, the Baker Boys have lost that first pick. But mere moments, like no, I think milliseconds later, Baker Boys come back with 2 quick kills of their own. They get the pressure on to Hookah, they get the pressure on to Billards, and now the only person playing inside of there gets pinched from 3 or 4 different angles. He dies, and you know, Lauza on site, to give him credit, he does attempt, he does his best, he gets like first kill, but cannot do anything else. As Punin on that Sophia LMG just goes and gets those last 2 kills. And now at a 6-5, this is a must-win round for Hyferion. They're gonna go back on to Penthouse here. And if I was Baker Boys here, I'm thinking, you know, they can't go back to Hookah. It is very doable for them. You know, they just have to win this round, get their gunfights right, which they have been doing, you know, and potentially put themselves into overtime here. And in overtime, you know, which team's going to be on attack, which team's going to be on defense, and that could really change the tides of how this map would go.
Yeah, it's just a bit confusing from Hyferion5 because, like I said, Baker Boys don't have their IGO, and this match is a lot closer than what I imagined it to be. You know, I wouldn't say for the last 2 rounds, Prophet has kind of slowed down a little bit. He hasn't gotten a pick in the last 2 rounds, and he slows his, you know, turned up a little bit. He's 12-9 at first. He was like 8-7 or 8-9 or whatever, and now he's like 12-9. I mean, it's a bit curious to see from Hyferion5 because, again, they haven't made a lot of changes. All of their players are here, and it's just these gunfights, these really goofy gunfights that they find themselves in, and it's a lot of key missed shots. I'm talking about like one player that I want to talk about mainly is Gecko, just missing a lot of key shots. And the reason why I'm talking about shots in these gunfights a lot of the time is because Coastline is a frag heavy map. The main way you win matches and rounds on this what is he doing?
Hello?
What is
Hello? Stizzy? Stizzy? Hello?
Stizzy, bro! Oh my
Hello?
fucking God,
top 5 worst plays of the week? Top 5 worst plays of the week? That has to be number 1. Oh, what am I just doing? Hello? Stizzy? I mean, that was a free kill, right? That was, I think, the freest kill that I'm very confident the worst player in this game could have easily got that kill. Dan was Plunet was repelling on the window. You know,
You know what? He didn't react. He didn't react at all. I'm like, I'm thinking maybe it's my eyesight because I'm not wearing my glasses at the moment. Like, literally right in front
I
of
was
my
thinking,
screen.
did he lag out? Like, what happened? You know, did the internet die at the moment? Like,
at first I thought it was like maybe my eyes looking at like the outline because the outlines really just like see player positionings typical. It's gonna be down by Lauza in the process, and he's gonna grab another one, Lauza. And Slow is actually gonna even the man count out, but he's on 5 HP. So HP advantage in a way of Hyferion5. I mean,
ooh, the yellow ping.
the yellow ping as well. Yellow pings are very OP on Siege nowadays. And Saltjoy is just gonna sneak into sight, but they know about his positioning. They pinged him quite literally. Saltjoy still sneaking. It's right next.
Doesn't know. What is that? Is insane. If 8 of this player shot through the wall. And that's exactly what happened as Lauza picks up 1, Lauza picks up 2 on a quad kill. And this, even though this round started in a really goofy way, it's all down to A7 on in a 1v3 position. He's gonna have to hit 3 really good shots and win this round. But Lauza, he is on lower HP-ish, so he could get this first kill here if he plays this correctly. But in a 1v3, you know, you're not really expecting someone to win, especially how far away from the site he is. And the positioning of these players, you know, Autumn has a C4 in hand, and you know, Lauza is in a good crossfire position, and it doesn't even look like A7 Un is going to be checking that position, and he just doesn't realize, I guess, as you know, Gecko finally picks up that kill, and the round is in the half, and as unbelievable as it is, the round goes into the half of Hyferion, and I mean, even though Hyferion won, I feel like mentally they've lost that map because whatever happened with Stizzy there, especially, you know. I don't know what you did, Bombi, with that caster's curse when you're talking about how missed shots matter so much, and then we see something like that. But
I'm not gonna lie to you. I take medicine for like my brain activity and stuff like that, and sometimes it makes me a little bit woozy. I think Stizzy stole some of my medication because dude literally stared at him, and I was like, maybe, look, maybe
there's no excuse. Like, it's not even like, you know.
I was like, maybe the outlines are tricky because maybe the Zofia isn't actually there, but no, Stizzy.
I'm
just
I want Hyferion to win. Yeah, I want Hyferion to win just so I can go and ask Stizzy, what happened, man? What happened, man? Did the internet die? Did you like monitor turn off? Did you leave did your mouse disconnect? Like, that could be something, right? Maybe his mouse disconnected. I mean, you know, regardless of what happened, Hyferion5 managed to pick up that round. Lauza went huge for his team there, picking up a quad kill, almost an ace in that final round. And honestly, you know, Baker Boys, when they got that first pick, it was looking pretty good for them. That unfortunately for them, they could not bring out the overtime for this map. So, I mean, we've been waffling for so long because of that, but we're going to be taking a short 10-minute break. Well, actually, it's going to be more like 7 to 8 minutes now because of how much we've talked. But we'll catch you guys soon. Get another drink, get some kind of snacks because we still have one more map to play, and it is on Cafe.
Soldiers just take up the time with this Yokai drone. Pivotal and King just picks up a kill.
And he takes out Cryptic and showers. So King is going to be by himself. There is no trade value for him here. But as I say that, he ends up getting kills in this game so far. And you have the IQ of JRD on that east side repel. Just looking to put a pressure elsewhere. But it's a double coming out from Plunet. He grabs Koro and SXK. And now it's a triple for Plunet. Now it's a fourth for Plunet. And he ends it off with a quad. Alibi work. I told you about that gun. That MX is a monster. He continuously just rotates into red without thinking about it, but Slows is able to get the kill onto Matthew. That's the player who killed him, and answer Sophia and Cotter. Now a minute and 40 left. This looks pretty good for Structure Esports. I say that, and Slows on this flank is just gonna murk SX and right now, but he's just gonna persist on this position, and he's gonna get a kill from it. What he's doing right now. He's gonna rotate down main stairs. He's gonna get a quad on the round, and he's gonna get another kill, and that's the ace! So there's no way I'm gonna finally get rid of it. the intel away from the attackers. And it's about 55 seconds left in the first. Kill goes in the way of Hunter. It's a nice pick from him, grabbing what looks to be the Ayana. And he's going to grab a second on the Prophet this time. Now 45 seconds left for Hyferion5. Gecko's that kind of kill, but and now it's left Hyferion in a 1v5 or 1v4, but he's not.
But they're making it work. They've got 2 kills and 3 for themselves. 2 from Fox, 1 from MixQ, as MixQ is taken down in retaliation. Lethal still has his Nitro, and that could be big. Fox goes down. 2 remain. 1 on low health. It's Risky who's going to take the first gunfight. No, Lethal swings out, has the shotgun, and he goes huge in the 1v4 for Ignite. A massive win on the round for Lethal.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back from that quick little break. As you guys know, we're casting Baker Boys versus Hyferion5, and that was, I'm Wombi. That was a really close map, right? I mean,
I'm sorry,
I
I
mean,
like readjusted myself in my seat.
that's okay. I mean, after watching that map, I'm not surprised, to be honest. That was something else. Let's just say that was something else. But it was pretty close, especially towards the end. Baker Boys, um, the curse of on the entire map, the curse of not winning a single side apart from Hookah was broken on the very last round when they tried to attack Hookah, even though the side was penthouse, if that makes sense. So kind of poetic in a sense. But yeah, you know what? We're gonna jump straight back into the game. No more waffling. Let's just get back into it on Cafe Hyferion versus Baker Boys. Let's let's see it. Let's see it. I mean, Coastline. It was scary. It was Hyferion's map pick and losing it 7-5. That easily. There were 2 rounds, especially there was a 1v1 clutch, and if Baker Boys had won those 1v1 clutches, we would be looking at a 7-5 towards Baker Boys instead. So it really could have gone either way. That was a very close map, and it's a really good showing from Baker Boys, who they've had good showings like that before, but there is this old saying that not many of you will get, but if you do, it is a bit of an inside joke, which is never the bridesmaid, never the bride, always the bridesmaid. Just coming so close every single round or every single map, but not really managed to close it out. It's been their kind of story arc, I guess you could say, where a lot of these maps that they're losing. I mean, apart from QVG where they got 14-0, I'm pretty sure on every match day they've had like a map like 7-5, 8-6. It's never been. It's just losing it by rounds. So it is unfortunate, but we hope that they can pick up their first map in this league and pick up the first point in this league, because if they lose this game, it's not looking very good for the chances, honestly, of survival this season.
Yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
they are at the bottom of the table with
Yep.
0 points across 5 playdays. 5 playdays.
Yeah,
So
4 play
far,
days, I
this
think
is
now. This is the fifth
4.
one, yeah.
Yeah, this is the 5th one. 4 playdays at the moment, so they have a chance to grab a point at the moment because they can't grab the 3. But we see the bans come out. Nomad Thatcher, Mirror Valkyrie interlop, so a lot of intel taken away from the defense. And then Nomad is going to be taken away, so those flanks are completely open for the defenders for Hyferion5 because they're the ones who been Nomad. And interestingly enough, because last week, we talked about Baker Boys, or I think it was before that where we talked about Baker Boys and their bans. They didn't really ban anybody like out of whack here.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure the last time we casted Cafe, they went for a solid, unpredictable Blackbeard cap campaign, which was pretty trolly on their part, I'm not gonna lie. And it did give us, I mean, even with those bans, I'm pretty sure that they lost the map 7-5. So, make of make of that what you will, but we're going to be going into this very first round. Baker Boys are going to be attacking as Hyferion decide to go to kitchen. Usually you see people actually go. I mean, it's kind of rare to see kitchen as a first site. Usually you'll see it as reading room or it's going to be upstairs. But I haven't actually seen that many first sites in kitchen recently.
Yeah, no, kitchen, or whatever you want to call this. I don't know.
Kitchen service. Yeah, something like that. Along those lines.
Kitchen. And
10 seconds
we
left
see,
before insertion.
well, more commonly picked on at least this site from what I've
5
seen.
seconds
Actually,
left.
the Echo isn't picked a lot in competitive play, mainly because of the
Attackers
fact
must
that
locate and defuse a
a
bomb.
lot of the times the 20-second meta isn't gonna ring true for a lot of attacking teams because they're almost always putting immediate pressure on and around the site within like the first 30 seconds, or at least in the first minute, and then they're able to early plant off because of it. But on this site in particular, I've seen a lot of people play Echo mainly to stop the what is it, the I can't remember what it's called.
Freezer push?
Nah,
Bakery.
The bakery push onto
Pantry.
that wall, and then also pantry as well. Just to slow the attackers down, or even to stop that easy plant, because once you get that wall open, then you have a free plant behind the metal counters or whatever. But it's going to be a top-down take from Baker Boys, which is kind of the norm on this map, because you want to clear the roamers out before you start attacking the site. some people don't clear the roamers out before attacking the site though. Usually they just go for a straight bakery push, and then they start to put pressure or they start to set up flank watch around the
The
site.
Mossy drone.
Oh, that Mossy drone sneaky, and that's a nasty. Slow
That's a nasty shot.
playing
Yeah.
on to new Belk, and that's the sledge going. So some of their vertical presence is going to be taken away. But they what? A player just dropped down into mining from that hatch, and oh, that's another. That's kind of odd. That wasn't called out. Well, no, cause like it was called out that he was in pillars. But the
Well, he
rotate,
went up red. I just don't know. The flank
Uh,
drones are just not in point.
he was in pillars, and then he backed up into what is that, mining or mining room, and then he went into trains, and then that drop came in from the ash. Oh, a little bit of a crouch spin from people, and he's gonna be able to take Lauza out. Lauza does take 2 with him, so I mean he got what he wanted from that gunfight. He's left Hyferion5 and that Baker Boys with a with 50 seconds left to go, and soon enough Baker Boys are gonna have to rush themselves into sight because they don't have an avenue. They don't have the ops prepared. Well, they have the buck, but they don't have the necessary utility to really make a clean execute of the site, especially with the limited man count that they do have. 4 players on the side of Hyferion5, one's playing in Christmas with a smoke with that shield, and another is probably playing right behind the counter. They have 25 seconds left, so they can't dilly-dally here no longer. This angle cannot be held for the rest of the round from that, but that's going to be a kill for Typical, and Typical's going to be down by Gecko. Gecko still persists in
10
Christmas,
seconds to go.
but they have 2 seconds left. That's a queen coming out and a miss from Gecko. A7 unable to grab the kill. 2v2, 5 seconds left. This is not a win. Oh, but that's a nice shot onto Autumn. And I said they weren't going to be able to win it, but now it's they're able to. No, what the heck?
Operators
Wait, they
have
still
run out
won!
of time.
There's no way.
There's no way.
Look at that.
That is unfortunate. You know, that is
Background fucking-
unfortunate.
Oh.
That is milliseconds of difference, you know? You know, when you go straight up to the wall, you can't shoot your echo. There's a small delay, and especially considering that I want to watch that back because that had to be mere milliseconds. And you know, Hyperion5, they really like that was a round that should not have been a struggle for them at all. You know, it's a 3v5 in 20 seconds left. You know, somehow Baker Boys push into side, they kill, they get ready to get the plant down, and only by the skin of their teeth do Hyperion win that round, because that Echo drone, you know, if they lost that round because the Echo forgot to, you know, he dropped down instead of shooting that first time, is that Yokai, you know, because if you remember correctly, he was on the ceiling, he dropped down by accident or for some, I don't know why he dropped down, because he had a killer shot onto the floors, but for some reason he dropped down. And you know, if the Echo drone was shot, or maybe it was just too late because of that, you know, that could have been a completely different round. You know.
Yeah, honestly, Hyferion5 are going to be, well, kicking themselves in the teeth because that was again a 4v3 or 4v3 with like what 10 seconds left to go, and they almost did that. The only thing that saved them was the Echo, which I harped on because usually the
Bomb
Echo
located
is
by attackers.
played on that kitchen side.
Caster's curse, man.
5
It
seconds
can
left.
be, it can be like very useful in that late round
Attackers
situation.
are heading
when-
out to the diffuse
because
bomb.
kitchen can be a very easy site to play in, and it can be very easy to get access in if the defense is not playing that correctly, which is kind of almost what just happened there. And
I mean-
the Echo is able to just.
Yeah. I'm sorry to cut you off, but it's just very funny. The Caster's curse strikes again. You said Echo is not really an operator that gets much value because the 20-second meta doesn't really exist, and lo and behold, the very first round, the utmost value of Echo coming out because of a 20-second plot. It was Caster's curse is something else, man.
I
Attackers
could
have
not.
located a
I
bomb.
can't believe they almost won that round, Baker's Boys. So, I mean, they have to pat themselves in the back. Cafe is a hard map to break down, a hard map to attack on, and you know they're gonna be attacking the 3rd or 4th site, which I would say is the hardest site to attack because mainly it's a bunch of window plays, and then you are very vulnerable once you drop down into New Hatch. There's already a player inside that's actually Typical, and there's a player right below in mining, ready to throw a nitro still here. They both know each other's positions, but Stizzy's actually gonna be the first one to get the kill, and that's also slows the sledge down and out for the round. So no more breaching hammers, no more grab grenades. What the heck? Typical, and he's gonna grab a kill this time onto Profit. There's a player actually in 90. Lauza's rap thrown, and Typical moves himself into mining. I'm sorry, that's not even mining that the Jaeger's in. He's actually in 90 in that red hallway, but he's gonna onto white stairs, moving himself towards the bottom of it. And I mean, it's a 4v4 man count, but this is crazy. I don't know what's going on between these two right now.
Yeah, and gotta consider the HP as well from Stizzy and Autumn. They both lost some HP. And with a minute left, they still have a lot of utility. But if the smoke or Maestro manages to die, and you can see they're holding that freezer angle, it's going to be a menace. But Typical elsewhere is going to be moving finally out of train through that fireplace chimney rotate whole thing. What exactly? Why? I mean, have you ever thought about why there's like a fireplace that is a rotate? But you know that's a different thought for a different day to ponder. As Typical is going to be trying to push up on those white stairs as Salt Joint gets the kill onto Jaeger, who doesn't get the Typical knife the barbed wire, but didn't see the Jaeger, and Saltroid manages to save his life. But they're both on really low HP, and in a 3v3 situation like this with the smoke in play, that puts things in a really difficult spot. As Stizzy himself is on very low HP as well. It's going to be onto A7 who has the most HP to try to make his plays, but he also has that bomb, so he needs to be careful of where he approaches this. If he puts the bomb down, or if the diffuser gets dropped in a bad spot, that could be really bad. But speaking of bad, Typical has been downed already, which means it is actually a 1v2 because Gecko gets that refrag and he has to go huge. Here's A7 Does he manage to see the first person? No, he goes to the spray, does get that first kill, but they had the second person playing in that perfect crossfire basically, as Gecko, oh my god, we've called him out for his missed shots today, but let's not be too rough on him. There's no way he would have lost that one, right? I think that's fine. I mean,
No. I mean,
no. It's fine. It's a bad aim day. Everyone has that. It's okay.
The MP5K is theoretically it is a pea shooter. It does have a high fire rate, but it's hard to really kind of whenever you get those body shots with it, you won't expect like an easy kill from it just because of the low damage it does have. But I mean, he closed out the round. I honestly thought he was down because I saw him laying down in that position at first. I thought he was down, but no. I mean, A7 None just got caught out by it. But I mean, he almost could have gotten that, if
Could have called that,
yeah, he
Attackers
could have
need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
what's his face, Gecko were to
Mess that up.
stood up or expose himself a bit more, maybe he would have stuck out in that position because he was just in that little corner.
Yeah, it is a perfect crossfire, right? No matter what happens, one of you is gonna get the kill because there's no way that when two players are holding a tight angle like that, unless Arun or A7 manage to hit a incredible shot, unless Arun. Okay, I know this is a bit late, but I had a DM request from A7 to be only referred to as Arun because that is how his name is spelled. So. I forgot, it is something that it's a bit late, but just keep that in mind. There's Arun, I don't think there's much else he could have done, I think that was a right play not going for the kill because, if he had gone for the pickup on Typical and gone for a diffuser plant, maybe, the Maestro cams in play, I don't think he would have been able to get that off. So, a nice attempt from him once again, as this game is neck and neck. Hyferion have won 2 rounds in a row, but they have not been easy rounds in the slightest. They've always come down to one person in a 1v1 or an echo clutch or something so far. So I am excited to see, Baker Boys finally attack the third side of Hyferion.
Yeah, top down taken. I mean, they have to do a top down take for any site really, because that's just the norm on Cafe. Usually it's just top down, take simulator, vertical simulator, and I mean, the first point of contact is between Slows and whoever else that was. Oh, Lauza in Cocktail Lounge. And I mean, they're doing this top 4 hold, and I mean, they have to because you don't want to give vertical control to the attackers right away because then it leads to a reading plant easily enough. And there's actually a player in Freezer alongside the player that was in Freezer for Hyferion5. I think that was Dizzy, and that's actually typical inside of Freezer, but now he's in bathroom. And I mean, this pressure from Baker Boys could mount into something beautiful for them if they're able to get the picks from it. I mean, there's a player peeking. You have Stitches peeking everything. Imagine Lauza grabbing a kill, or I'm so sorry, Lauza grabbing a kill, and then it was a Oh, in between Lonzo and Salt Jones, grabbing a kill each. And now it's a 4v4 minute. This take from Baker Boys is a little bit slow, but that's kind of the norm of Cafe. But eventually it's going to mount to something amazing, but not for them, for Hyferion5, but a good headshot though. Opponent trading out Stizzy for his own teammate. And I think that's top floor control in the hands of Baker Boys. They have the Sledge in play, they have the Sophia in play, and Sophia has the breaching charges, the Sledge has the breaching hammer. The only player who's in a good position to really make anything happen for Hyferion5 is the smoke on that roam, who's actually, I think he's looking to probably rotate up white or probably just stay there and just play his smokes out. But they have 50 seconds left to go, so I mean, they're just opening up the vertical angles. But for now, Hyferion5 are just sitting around us, just waiting for it.
Yeah, and he's playing a really common spot here, so he needs to be careful here not to get pre-fired through the floor or whatnot. But with that Sophia charge, not the Sophia breaching charge coming out, now that rotation option is gonna look more not possible. But he goes away from that angle, so he can just easily drop on the pillar. You can see here no one is really playing in pillar, but with only 20 seconds left on the clock, time management on the side of Baker Boys is not really there. But A7 Un gets that first pick, as Kunet gets a second, leaving it into a 1v3 all onto Prophet, who's playing here in pillars. He's gonna have to retake site here, and with 3 different guns potentially as the diffuser starts to get dropped. Yep, it does get dropped, and now in a 1v3, he's gonna have to do a lot of work. He hasn't got a single kill so far in these first 2 rounds, and if he wants to win this round, he's gonna have to get a 3k. And you can see here he swings around expecting someone to be playing and beating, but it's all of the players of Baker Boys have backed off. And you can see here the only person playing instead of beating right now is Plunet, who has been playing crouched by that bookcase. And you can see Hyferion is going to see that head, so he does manage to get that first kill. And will he get the second one? Yes, he does. He gets a down onto A7 Un. And suddenly this round is a 1v1, but with only 7 seconds left, Prophet needs to be able to get this kill, but Slows with the wall bang managed to get him off that plant, a defuse, and it's something to do with Baker Boys and the fact that when they're in a post-plant situation, they start giving away free picks and giving away ones, you know. I never understand why they do it, but they always have someone who can win that 1v1 clutch, and they put that clutch. Let I remind you, yet another round on Cafe on this map, which has come down to a 1v1 clutch. So, you know, say what you will about this game, but it has been really close, 1B.
It has been really close. I mean, Baker Boys is, again, they're playing well for not having their captain today, and it's
I would argue they're playing better, to be honest, especially considering what the result was last week.
Oh god. I mean, everybody's just taking the L's against UVG, so it's not too surprising that they lost the way that they did. I mean, 14-0 is a bit extreme, but
we just.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
You make fun of things.
We make fun of things. We do a little trolling. It's called trolling.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, regardless, I mean, I am really excited now because Baker Boys, they finally got the round on the board. And that was actually the first kill that Slows got. You know, the star player on the side of Baker Boys usually fragging out, getting insane number of kills. And he's not the one even doing anything this match yet. It's A7 Un on 4 kills, leading it on the side of Baker Boys, as he's tied in this lobby with Stizzy, who, you know, was the player of Freezer last round. The person who was lagging out, let's just say last map against the let's not talk about that. You know, it's a new map, fresh new thing. Whatever happened last map does not really count. But Baker Boys, they're gonna be looking to attack Kitchen here, and they're gonna be starting probably again by going for a top-down clear.
Cafe. I keep saying that because it is the Cafe. And I remember I was casting with TTL on this, or Time to Light. A lot of you guys call it Time to Light, or whatever the case may be. And he was like, oh, this is a basically vertical destruction or vertical play simulator. And I mean, a lot of the times, yeah, he's not wrong. You do see Sledge and Buck most commonly and with as little playtime as Buck does get on well, in Siege in general, just because of the fact that he lost his frag grenades, he sees a lot of playtime mainly on Cafe just because of the fact of how important vertical control is. But it's very quiet. Not a lot of things are happening.
Yeah. Unusual, right? Usually expect Baker Boys to like make expecting, a dramatic entrance into the building, but it has been pretty soft so far. No one's really contesting that top floor as Souljoin sees the feet of Loza on the Mozzie as the Loza of Mozzie gets taken out because, Plunet, and Typical sees Prophet, but does want to kill him as Souljoin kills someone else. As Prophet gets a double kill and drops back into sight, leaving it into a 3v3. There's been frags coming out everywhere on this map. I couldn't even cover Souljoin getting that kill. But again, in this map, it has come down to a 3v3 mid-round. All the roamers have decided to drop back and put themselves in good position. Slow is unfortunately missing that kill onto Prophet. If he got that kill, this round would be looking so much different. But you gotta remember, Punit is on such little health. A single take of a smoke grenade, a single misuse of the breaching charge, one damage done, that could end up killing him here. But you can see here, Prophet, oh my god, he's getting a bit aggressive on those stairs to try to peek it. But remember, the person on the stairs is a Sophia of 1 HP, so just one straight bullet could kill him. And with only a minute left on the clock, all the defenders of Hyferion have actually left the site, and this is going to be interesting to see what they do.
Playing for a retake here. You see that a lot of the times when a defender team or whatever feel like they don't have a lot of manpower to deal with maybe on-site pressure, or maybe the site isn't just built for that, and they'll just play for the retake. That's probably what they're doing when they're playing for the retake. Souljoin's gonna come into contact with Prophet. Prophet was literally floating, but is able to grab the kill because he's done that good. He grabbed another one, and that's the fuser down in sight. 3v1. Plunet on the Sophia. 2-2 right now. He might make it 5, but he only has 10 seconds up to go, so he might be 2-3 right now. He is on 5 HP. He doesn't have a lot of HP to deal with, and he's gonna grab a kill. He has to clear behind bar, but he has 1 second left. Not enough time to get 2 more kills on the board unless they just line up right in front of you, as it takes 1 second. But they did.
And honestly, I just point out how well Hyferion defended that, because by leaving site, it was definitely part of the plan. They have an echo on board, they have a smoke, they have the angle set up. As long as the Jaeger does not die, they can retake site so easily. They can prevent the plant for around like 7 to 8 seconds with the smoke grenades. They know what the default plant spots are. And the fact that they didn't manage to kill Loza there, unfortunately, Souljoin it was just an unfortunate gunfight. I'm not sure exactly. He just did not manage to see him first. And him losing that gunfight made it impossible for Lazo to get that second kill as well onto A7 Un as he was vaulting. I'm not sure if that was a yellow ping or wall bang. I don't even know if there was a hole in the wall there, but it was a really nice shot there. And poor Plunet, he gets the first kill but does not manage to get everything else. And yet another, honestly, midway through the round, it was looking pretty close as Hyferion get their second defense of Freezer. Not Freezer. I mean, technically they do defend Freezer, but the site was kitchen, so they get their first floor defense done. And Justice as they move back upstairs into bar.
Yeah, a little bit to harp on that last round. I said it looked like they were playing for like the retake mainly because like I said, a lot of the times when defenders are on these type of sites where it's a little bit more open for the attack, it's easier to play around the site and maybe play for retake rather than extend yourself while you're on the site and all that stuff, because it creates a lot of issues. And it's easy for you to get picked off like that because you have one player defending this side, one player defending that side, and then one player defending another side, and it's easier for the attackers to pick you off in that way. If you play together off site or if you play together around the site and play for that retake, it's usually a lot easier to grab around like that. And Hyferion5 or 3 went up on our defenses. I mean, it happens on Cafe. Cafe is mostly defender sided, and again, you see vertical simulator 3000 come into effect. If you're doing this top-down take, or just it is cocktail lounge, cocktail bar, whatever you call it.
Bomb located by attackers.
So they have to take control of this west side to be able to really make a move here. But the last time they attacked this site, they didn't have anybody pressuring from east side windows. Prophet Potato was on a drone for a little bit, and then he's able to get it. I mean, drones are very hard to shoot on this game, so I completely understand. But Souljoin.
Yeah, Souljoin, he's pushing here, helping Typical aggress. And if you remember the last time that Hyferion went onto this site, it was Typical, this man right here, who got that first pick on his team onto this person right here, which was Prophet, who was playing all the way in mining, as Prophet manages to spot the head and misses a few shots. As I'm not sure exactly what happened as the stream lagged just a second, but Typical gets he dies, but Saltshine trades him out and gets that second kill as well, putting the man advantage firmly into the hand of Baker Boys as they start their vertical take. Unfortunately, the Buck has died, so it's going to be down to these few Ash charges that he has. There are exactly 2 of them, so he's going to have to be very careful of where he opens his angles. But you can see here on the map, Stizzy playing inside that bathroom here. Gonna see if he can get that kill onto that Sophia, but you know, with Sophia hitting a really nice shot, Plunet, that is a banger right there. And now he puts his team up for 2, and it's all down to Keko and Autumn here. 2 players who can clutch in their own right. If you remember, Autumn was the one who won that 1v1 clutch last map, so don't count them out just yet. But with Saltshine all the way up White Stairs here, holding this angle that cuts into sight, he can push out and get a freebie onto the Maestro, and that's exactly what he does. And poor old Autumn is a 1v4. He's gonna have to go fuse. He gets 1, but doesn't manage to get 2 as Slows closes out that round, and Baker Boys win their second round on attack.
Sorry, that's kind of funny seeing that from Slows' perspective. His phone's just getting laid out in front of him. That's kind of funny. But that's the round for Baker Boys, and they're probably going to be they are going to be looking to take this to 3-3 come the switch for their defensive half, and you see Hyferion5 go back to third for again. And the one thing that I wanted to talk about a little bit was Saltjoint's positioning on that take, because like I said last time, when they attacked that site, they didn't really have any east side pressure, not from the windows, not from White Stairs. Well, until the very last second, when Hyferion5 knew they were coming up
Attackers
there,
need to
and you
locate
saw
and defuse
Saltjoint
bombs.
enter very early inside the map, and he's able to not only take control of Red Stairs, but also move himself into mining, take control of that,
Bomb located by
then
attackers.
onto White Stairs, take control of White Stairs, and then be able to cut down a lot of limitations. He got a kill before he killed the Maestro too. I don't know if that was when he was on White Stairs, but I think it was way before that, actually. Like maybe mining, dining, maybe into El Hallway, Red Hall. I'm not really sure.
It was. And, you know, I hate putting, like, blame on one player like this, but, you know, Loza, he did whiff a few shots onto the Buck of Typical there, I think, which allowed Salt to get his first kill. And, you know, you gotta wonder if he didn't get that first kill onto Typical earlier by, like, a better shot. Saltshine probably wouldn't have been able to refrag him, and we could be living at a very different round. But, you know, their Siege is a game of infinite possibilities. There's no point pondering what could have been, because a lot of things could have been very different. But what is for sure is that this man right here you're watching, Saltshine, was the key factor to help Baker Boys win that round.
Attackers have located a
Got
bomb.
3K on the round, and I mean, again, like I said, his pressure on White Stairs, him able to get the kill on that east side, and then to strike the Hyferion5 on there. Well, distract the defense and really alert somebody to that position of him. Kind of took a little bit of focus off of the west side take that Baker Boys are still doing. They're gonna be pushing Red Stairs. They're gonna be pushing this west side, and you have Saltjoint again on these Red Stairs. Again, he's the first one inside the building, and he's just gonna be watching for any type of rotate coming in. That hole right there is actually ridiculous. If he's gonna get swung on. He's gonna get swung by Lauza, and Lauza's actually not gonna swing on anybody. Prophet's gonna get a kill, and he's almost got a second. Slows is getting oh my god, Slows gets a trade on the Prophet, and now he gets a kill on Lauza. And those early round situations are some of the most boring rounds in rounds of Siege. This map has the crappiest early round situations, but in the middle of that, you see some of the action-packed stuff coming out of these players. And wow, I mean,
Timing.
Autumn or Stizzy, I don't even know who was that.
That was Stizzy. Oh, Slows is down.
Slows getting down from by Autumn in that little, what is that room called? It's like a
it's blanking me now. I know the room. It's blanking me. Cigar. It's cigar. Yeah, cigar.
Yeah, that
right?
little room. That little room is cigar. Like the
No, the entire room. I'm not exactly sure, but Slows, you know, I think he actually has more HP now, so a quick reset coming out from Autumn, helping out the enemy team, a friendly neighbor. But look at that angle being held by Autumn. Now that is something to be afraid of. And speaking of being afraid, look at the position of Solchoy. He has just completely walked up white stairs for free. No one really even knows he's there, and he could make a really impressive player, and that's exactly what he does. He gets that first kill onto the Maestro as Brunette picks up 1 on 2, I think, Autumn. So that leaves all of his Dizzy, was a person that ran out in the very first round, or not the very first round, in the very first few minutes of this round. Unfortunately, did not get a pick, and doesn't get a pick in this in this following minutes either, because Saltron picks it out, and it is a 3-3 split for Baker Boys. As there were very few close rounds at the start of this map, but Baker Boys seem to be in the drivers. I mean, I say they're in the driver's seat, but in terms of round count, it is a 3-3 split as they go on to defense, which honestly, if I was a Baker's Boy player, I would take, Cafe, defender-sided map. A lot of close rounds, like, it could have won. It could have easily been 5-1, So, I would take it.
Yeah, I mean, not gonna lie to you, on a map like Cafe, this is kind of what I struggle when it comes to casting this map, is mainly the early rounds, because a lot of the pressure comes in towards like the middle, maybe like a minute and 30, towards the latter end of that round, like 30 seconds or 20. And
Defenders,
it's
protect
kind
your
of
bombs from being
hard to
defused by
figure out
attackers.
where they're. Well, it's not hard to figure out where they're gonna push them, because they're doing meta things. But it's very hard to figure out a lot of the times where else the pressure is going to be apart from the meta push. And
Bomb located by attackers.
I don't know, like, I want to say, I want to compliment a little bit. I want to compliment Salt Boy a little bit, because I think he's the sub, right, for at this point in time.
Him and Typical are the returning subs, I'm pretty sure. So.
And across
10
two
seconds to
maps, Salt Joint has been very good for Baker
5
Boys.
seconds
He's
remaining.
allowing a more expressive play from them.
Attackers
Well, they do
objective is to
express their
defuse the
plays a
bomb.
lot of the times even when V7 is here. So it's not like, oh, it's changed anything, but he's, I don't know, maybe the role switch with whoever role switched with them to play in these more aggressive positions. Is,
I mean, I do also want to point out, by Hyferion, compared to the first map, the drone game, like the cam game, it was just not that. It wasn't really there. They allowed Saltjoy to make all of these plays, because usually in the other map on Coast Side and other maps that we've seen him play, is that when he tries to make these kind of plays, he gets shut down almost immediately, because you always have a player on cams or a player or some kind of Melusi, Barbar. But when you don't have any of those things, you just allow him to walk up white stairs, not once but twice now. He does manage to get the job done, but that was in the last round, like you said. It has been shifted, so the sides have been swapped, as I'm trying to say. And with 2 minutes left on the board, it seems that Hyferion have already gotten control of reading room. But look here, Solshoy, the person we're talking about, is still roaming downstairs. He's still trying to be a nuisance, to try to say like, hey guys, I'm here, you should try to clear me out. As speaking of that, Souls on such little HP, he doesn't manage to get the kill, as Typical gets picked elsewhere, and now it is 5v3 for Baker Boys. Autumn picks up the next kill.
That's Clunet, and left these players in the fight. I feel terrible for them, but not for Salt Joint. Able to get the flank down, but there's actually another player playing in another position right behind that fallen bookcase, and that's Lauza to grab the kill into Salt Joint, leaving A7 or Aaron in the 4v1 situation. He almost grabs the head onto Lauza, but not quick enough. You gotta be quicker than that, my boy. Is that the saying? You gotta be quicker than that.
You gotta be quick, right? And I got a bit distracted that round, because I heard in the chat, as you saw, Skins Legion. I heard in the chat, yes, that is exactly what happened. I definitely heard the chat. They speak to me. But apparently, Saltron has skins on, which I didn't seem like he did. And he was playing Legion in the last map, so I'm not exactly sure why he would put it on in one map. So I'm confused exactly what happened, but he's gonna just leave and double check to make sure, as we're gonna walk into a quick little technical timeout here, as they're gonna try to, fix whatever skin issues they have. And that was a pretty dominant performance of Hyferion, picking up the opener and then not letting go of their advantage at all. And the only person who ever got into a gunfight there, Lauza, on such low HP, maybe if he died would be a different situation. But yeah, Saltshine makes the kill happen. He tried to make the play happen, didn't really hear the Iana get off the drone. I'm pretty sure she was on in that corner. And, if he just landed one shot onto that Iana, in a 2v3, you're thinking maybe this is still doable for the side of Baker Boys, especially with their star player of this match still alive, Saltjoin. He's going to be having the mental of his life. But unfortunately for him, he doesn't manage to get that kill. And Baker Boys lose out that first round. But there's no but. They do lose that first round, and they're going to be going back upstairs to hold it again this time. And, maybe they're going to win a few more of the gunfights this time. They're going to adapt, try to maybe figure out what kind of take that Hyferion likes to do. So, yeah, Assaultjoin has come back in. He's playing on that bandit, but immediately 6 picks onto that mute. Caster's curse, as always. You say something and the opposite thing happens. But, yeah, I mean, we're gonna be going on to this. We're gonna be going back into this map and round as they're gonna be defending Bar Cocktail again. And just before I leave it all to Wumby, I am getting some confirmation from Team Captain Venom himself that actually Salt has been. He's not a sub. He's just been repicked to the team. So it's only Typical who is a sub.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Attackers have located
I
the
don't
bomb.
think we've seen Salt going play at all this season up until now. And I mean, you could his car. Oh.
10 seconds left.
I don't remember.
Oh.
Brain damage.
Drone
5
wars?
seconds left.
Oh god, the drone wars, not again. Not another one. Not another one.
Attackers'
Oh
objective
god.
is to defuse the
Typical,
bomb.
please, man. Shoot the drone, please. Typical, just shoot the drone, man. Thank you. Finally. Why?
He's so toxic. You're so toxic.
Where to? Saltjoin, asking the real questions here. Where to? What game? Looking for game. I mean, these are the real questions, ladies and gentlemen. Where are we going? Where to? What game are we playing? Looking for game? Like, this game is being abandoned apparently. Talent League is shutting down because we're looking for a new game to play. This is all coming from Talent League producer and director Trippin himself right now in my ear. This is not cap. This is not cap. And speaking of not cap, I'm looking at that Zofia skin, which is Navi's, but I always get it confused because it looks like Outbreak, and I don't know why it's allowed because clearly it is advantageous, but it is allowed, so we watch it and play.
Oh my god, what is this? Is such a. Sorry, I can't start. This is one of the main reasons why I can't stand Cafe. It's so getting and it's hard to pinpoint where or if they want to attack and when
Oh,
they're
not
attacking.
another one.
Oh my
Not
god,
another one.
Please shoot the drone, bro. Oh,
Thank you for
God.
getting off his drone.
Thank
Oh my
God. Now 1 minute and 30, and a lot of pressure still hasn't been put by. Not Hyferion. Oh my God, Hyferion5 because they switch rounds. I told you I'm tripping off my mids right now, and I tell you who's not tripping. That's the. Oh wow! Wait a minute. Pause. Slow time.
Oh.
Louder, and that's the Iana that was actually down by Aaron in in cigar or piano room behind that bar. And that's the Iana gone, so information game and also frag grenades gone. And now a minute gone by, and a minute has gone by, 2 minutes.
2 minutes
actually.
gone by.
And now
quick
it's
round.
about to be 50 seconds left. As Hyferion5, their attack has slowed down tremendously because, again, they lost a key intel op, and they're gonna lose another key operator. Not an intel op this time, but their vertical operator in Buck, and that's now left them in the 5v3 man disadvantage against Baker Boys. They have 30 seconds left to go, and then you see the high breach coming in from Profit. He's crazy, but he's not gonna hit a single shot, and he's gonna be down onto Balk. Autumn grabs the kill as he tries to plant, but he gets flanked. I don't even know what's going on right now. Stizzy's grabbing a kill. Everybody's grabbing a kill. You get a kill. You get a kill. You get a kill. Oprah Winfrey type beat, and now it's left Stizzy in the 1v2. I don't even know what's going on. He's gonna try and plant, but they have to know he's planting, and he's gonna plant. Please! Okay, he shot him. Thank
There's no way he
God.
loses that. Nah, there's no way he loses that.
I was like, he looked away for like a hot second. He's like, like.
Oh, kill for you, kill for me. Buy one kill, get one free. It's it goes wild. It goes hard. I mean, good attempt for Autumn to try to, bring his round back. He gets 2 nice kills there, but unfortunately for him, Profit had already been down prior, which put themselves into a 2v3. And typical on the cleanup duty work, gets that first and gets that second. And unfortunately for, I'm not sure who exactly it was. I think it was Dizzy in that last 1v2 situation. He does not manage to get those kills. And with such little time on the clock, Baker Boys pick up their first defensive round upstairs, and it's a banger of a match. I'm not going to lie. This has been very close almost every single round. Not many rounds have been very clear cut, and this could easily swing in either direction.
I mean, I have the craziest.
Attackers need to
I
locate
think
and
I've
defuse
casted a
bombs.
few cafe maps with you, and I swear we have the craziest cafe maps ever. I think there was one match when Baker Boys was playing, and the bomb was
I
planted only
remember
once
Matrix.
across 2
Is it
maps.
one with Matrix, right? The one where you got 2 1-taps back to back. That was a
Oh no, that
no.
was
Wait, that was me and Squishy. Yeah, that was me and Squishy. I remember that one. But that was a banger of a match. You're right.
It was
Absolutely.
the one where like nobody planted up until I think the second map, which was cafe, and one of those teams
10
actually
seconds
got a
remaining.
plant down, and I said, "Oh, my shot done finally." But
Hallelujah.
hallelujah, thank you, Jesus.
Thank you.
Attackers' objective is to locate a bomb and defuse
Somewhere
it.
in the world. But yeah, I mean, honestly, if you're looking, it's so weird to see the stats and see Slows going 4 and 5. Isn't that really odd? Isn't he the player that drops double digits after like 3 rounds? Like, that's crazy to me that he's the one who's really slacking on his team, and it's actually Solchoin going 11 and 5. He's the one really being that key player for his team. So it's gonna be interesting, and as this round goes underway, just talking about, I'm pretty sure that, Typical is a flex player and he's being subbed in for Brody or Venoms, who is usually their hard support carry player. So they have shifted some roles around, and it has been working out for them. They're playing more aggressive. They don't really have anyone playing on that mute or smoke or someone who can play with that SMG 11, those tight corners. I mean, they have that mute, but he's playing with that MP5K, so it's not the same. As Slows is going to get into the first engagement of this round as he starts shooting a few bullets on those red stairs, expecting someone to push him. But unfortunately for him, no one is anywhere near sight.
I mean, see the slow take coming in from the attackers. Again, Profit on these white stairs with the Sophia LMG. And he's probably going to come into contact with Slows first. Slows is actually in Hyferion. I think it was like on the position. No, that's just the Thunderbird living call. Please! Okay, Profit is able to get the kill onto Slows. I thought Slows was actually going to swing and kill him. That's why I said please. I didn't know who I wanted to win that gunfight. Actually, I didn't really care who
He
won the
did shoot the
gunfight.
drone again.
Yeah, he didn't shoot the drone again, and that slows his life for you. But that's not because he didn't shoot the drone. It's just because, the
He didn't know someone was
very-
there as well.
Yeah, he didn't know.
Unfortunately.
It happened.
Camouflaged.
Bomb
He has the
been
skin.
located.
Yeah, I mean, when 2 minutes go on the round, the first pick goes into the hands of Hyferion, and this is pretty standard, honestly. I wouldn't really expect to see anything else on the side of Hyferion when they were attacking, when they were defending the site. Sorry, his auto takes 1 damage and fall damage. But when they were defending the site, they actually managed to get the first few picks upstairs before dropping back in the site. Not the same on the side of Baker Boys, but they have gotten that upstairs control that they wanted, and they're gonna start opening these vertical angles. And Baker Boys, they don't really have that echo, so they can't really afford to leave side. They don't have the smoke either, so they can't really, do these kind of retakes. It's gonna all come down to this fragging power. As Typical tries to shoot through the wall a bit, do a little bit of damage, but he's gonna rotate all the way back. Goes away from the shield that, you're expecting someone to play, and as the C4 comes out onto Gecko, as he takes a minuscule amount of damage, as Typical elsewhere on the map takes a lot of damage, as the plant from bottom starts to come down. As Solchoin managed to get the planter, but ends up dying because somehow it's the 2v2. The drone is not being shot again. It's A7 Un who gets the second kill, as Gecko managed to get that kill as well, and it's now all down to A7 Un versus Gecko. Gecko's gonna go for the plant instead of opting for the pick up, as he's gonna go for the shot, and A7 Un managed to land it, and that was... Honestly, that was a really confusing round. I really did not know what happened midway through that. I thought it was a clean sweep for Hyferion as they can get the plant down, but a bunch of good refrags coming out from Baker Boys really put themselves in a good spot to win out that round. And A7 Un, we're talking about him last map, now how he's not really been performing as well as he usually does. He shows up in that round and manages to get the kill.
Sorry, I had to clear my throat. But yeah, I mean, I wanna. I don't really know who to pinpoint for that round on the side of either team. Really, it was just like I said. It
Just
was
a
like
bunch of
you
trades,
said.
yeah.
Yeah, like you said, a confusing round. I mean, Aaron is able to get 2 kills at the end of that to win his team that round. He's able to get the 1v1 situation between him and Gecko. I
Attackers need to
wonder if
locate and
maybe
defuse
Gecko were
bombs.
to try and pick his teammate up. I don't think it would have been viable, but if he were to pick his teammate up and
Yeah,
have somebody cover him as he was
maybe.
planting, maybe.
But yeah, there was
But
7 seconds left, so he did have time to pick up his teammate before going for the plant. But you gotta remember, if he picks up his teammate, he makes that noise, A7 gets aware of it, he can swing, kill the
Attackers
teammate who
have
was on 1
discovered the
HP,
location of
and
a
of
bomb.
course, the sledge is gonna be on plant duty there, so he's not gonna be able to take that gunfight at all. Alternatively, he could have pushed for the kill, which I don't think he would have won because A7 was in a good position there, just waiting
10
for
seconds
sound
to
all the way
insertion.
in into that. What is that place called behind that bar
5 seconds
downstairs?
left.
It's slipping my mind, but it was in that basic area. And a good round for Baker Boys, one that I
Attackers
thought
are
that they
heading
probably
out
could
to
have
defuse a
lost,
bomb.
or they would have lost, but they pulled it back, and you can see here A7 on 8 kills, The only other player, apart from Saltjoin, to reach that 8-kill mark so far in this match, as he's going to be playing on this castle and setting up his utility.
new change they came out with the new season, according to the change, the patch notes or whatever, is the fact that I think the bulletproof cameras went out fully, and they have the shot of EMP burst as well. So you can take out key utility like maybe hard charges, hard breach, utility, whatever the case may
I
be.
don't think take them out, you just stole them, right? So
Yeah, you stall them or whatever the case. I don't. It was a pretty unneeded change coming from Ubisoft, in my honest opinion. But they made it. The bulletproof cameras are already strong enough, but they made it even stronger. So we'll see how that fares with the community. I haven't played with the recent changes yet, but I've seen some people play with it, and I've seen how useful it can be. So maybe that
yeah.
can translate for the side of Baker Boys. Salt Joint is able to get a kill with Gecko, making this a 5v4 man advantage for them very early on in this map with a minute infinity to go. And Hyferion5 aren't really even inside yet. I mean, they are. You have the only player that's inside, that's Lauza. And the one thing about this setup that's pretty interesting is they completely castled off Cocktail Bar or Cocktail Lounge from Bar. And also, they reinforced all of that wall instead of one part of it soft and then the other part of it reinforced, just so they have an angle to contest the players coming in from New Hatch drop or whatever, Psycho spot, whatever the case may be. And that's an interesting setup, I haven't seen that a lot. Okay, the castle was destroyed, I think, or was that a castle? I don't think it was a castle.
It was a castle, it was a castle. Yep. And I can see it. You can see here that Hyperion is slowly creeping up, and typical just misses that tap onto the side of Loza, as Loza gets 2 kills, and suddenly the man advantage is
Bomb
into the
located
favor
by
of
attackers.
Hyferion5, as the only person playing upstairs is this Jaeger, but he gets the first kill, he does get the second kill, he's on a sliver of HP, and guess what, he's allowed to chop, and he's gonna heal back up, and you can see here, Stizzy here, he's looking for this kill, but unfortunately for him, typical, he's dropped down, and even though he doesn't have much HP, he's gonna heal back up to 60 around, and he goes for another engagement, but does not manage to land any hit shots onto Profit, and it's going to be down to Stizzy as well. And in this a 2v3, sorry, make that a 1v3, as, make that 1v2, sorry, as Stizzy manages to get the shots, and does he manage to get the second one to A7 No, but he's on such low HP, both A7 and Typical, and A7 picks up that round, and actually that's his 10th kill of this game, as he puts himself into double digits along with Saltshine. And let me just tell you, that play that Typical made, I'm pretty sure that won the round.
I mean,
yeah.
They're on map point, so they have a potential to get their very first point. After 4 play days of not getting that point, so now they have the opportunity to do that. And I have to say, even without their captain, even without that backbone in that team that every team needs, not just like this team, not just Hyferion5, not just any other
Every team.
great team. Every team needs that, and they're playing extremely well together. It's not just Slows grabbing the kills. I mean, Slows is not having to perform his ass off to really pull his team through the mud, and it's mainly just Salt Joy. You see Typical
Defenders,
making some
protect your
big
bombs
plays.
from
You
being
see
defused by
Aaron
attackers.
making some big plays.
It's
You
actually
see Blue
Slows.
hitting that shot, and it's actually Slows to be the bottom frag for them, but he's not playing terribly. He's just his teammates are just
Attackers have
picking
located
up
a
the
bomb.
slack, and he doesn't have to get those, you know, the frags. He doesn't have to clean up for his team when they can't clean up themselves. And they're playing like more like a team, and that's not because like, oh, they have one player missing and that player. No, it's not because of that. It's because maybe they've fixed
10
some
seconds
things
left.
that they've had
Maybe,
issues
yeah.
with over the last few play days.
5
And
seconds to
once
insertion.
V7 comes back, I'm interested to
Yeah.
see how
Attackers are heading
well
out
they
to
play
defuse the
with
bomb.
him, how much better it is, how much better it looks with him here, because again, he's the IGL, he's their backbone, their hard support. I mean, it's
They're playing without a support player, I'm pretty sure here. They have
Yeah,
Slows, who's an entry, second entry. Saltjoin, who's playing on that flex. Typical playing on the flex. Clunet is on the entry, and A7 or Arun. He is the only person who plays that kind of support-ish role, but he's not really been doing that this match. You know, he's been playing on this Goyo, he's been playing on the, I'm pretty sure just the Goyo so far, but on the attack you can see him on the Flores as a flex. So they've been playing without a support player. You know, they've not been bringing a smoke. They haven't really been bringing any kind of like defensive player, but Slow is going for a really aggressive gunfight. Somehow misses the head of every single one, doesn't land a single shot, but he is allowed to run back all the way to side potentially and get healed back up. Else, he could just decide to just put down his corner station, but that he usually carries. But this round, he's decided not. But look here, Loza is actually in a really good position, but scratch that because Gecko has just got a insane 2k to put his team in a really good position here to win this round.
you see the players. Baker Boys also playing off-site. Well, no, not really, because I'm thinking they're blue, but they're
Bomb
not.
located
They're
by attackers.
orange, and that's completely switched up my view because you have mainly Hyferion5, who's actually below, and I don't know if they know about Typical's position. He's gonna come up red stairs. He's not gonna come into contact with anybody, but it's mainly just this vertical play coming in from Hyferion5, plus the east side, those being taken control of, and you also see the buck, you know, being used in the correct way from below. But Typical's gonna shut down Stizzy elsewhere. Don't know where that kill came from, but we're now stuck in the 4v3. Yes, Hyferion5 advantage, and the execute has to come. Well, not soon. They have a minute left to go, so they have enough time to be able to make the execute. And a second, that grenade isn't able to burn that shield. Now the shield is burned, but 2 kills come out from Hyferion5. There's left Clunet up in the 1v4. There's a player on his new balcony. That's the Sophia of Prophet. And now the flank is going down. What the hell? Clunet, what the hell?
Clunet?
He's ganked out. What the hell?
Clunet? He goes for the punch. He gets that second kill, and almost gets that third. You know, he couldn't really fit through that hole there to allow himself to reload, but I mean, a solid attempt, to be honest. If we got that third kill on the bug, I mean, it is the case with the P10 Roni, you know, you don't have that ammo anymore, and if you had that extra 5 bullets, you know, you're maybe thinking he's gonna go for that kill on the buck, and, you know, I'm saying you know so many times, I'm like a broken record, I do apologize, but, like, I mean, if he won that gunfight against that buck there, if he just had a little bit more bullets, you know, you're thinking maybe, I said it again, didn't I? God damn it, you know, 1B just take over. My brain's fried. You know.
We got a 6 pick from a Rooney to Malusi, so Wubs trade in for the laser gates. And I mean, they're going to kitchen this time. So
Defenders, protect your bombs from being
I can't
defused by
remember how
attackers.
Baker Boys defended this last time, but I can picture them probably being a little bit more, well, not standoffish, but maybe a little bit not.
Yeah,
maybe a
they
little bit
lost.
aggressive, because
Yeah, they
have
did
the
lose the first pick. Yeah, they do have the Malusian play. And just to answer your question before, when they last went to the site, they lost that first pick, and then there were just a bunch of trades coming out towards the end of the round with A7 Un, or I don't know why I keep calling him A7 Un. He wants me to refer to him as Arun, but it's in my head, you know, A7 Un. But yeah, Arun wants me. No, Arun doesn't want me. Arun clutched up. He doesn't want me to do anything now. But he did get that clutch, which in a 1v1 situation, which put his team, I think, level on rounds at that time. So it was a good good flush from him, and it just put him in. It just put his team in a good place. And coming up here again, you know, you're wondering if Baker Boys can get that initial pick here, because it is Slows who is that first person that Hyferion have to deal with upstairs, and you know he's not having the best of games. He's not managing to get that first kill, as you were talking about earlier as well. The EMP dart, you know, that EMP dart coming out from the side of that big, not the side, I mean, from the side of Baker Boys, but on that bulletproof camera. We were talking about that earlier as well. But you can see here, it's going to be another slow take from Hyferion. This has been a very slow cafe, I'm not going to lie. Right, Bumpy?
Slow and it's tripping me out because like whenever like I'm like whenever my brain is like suited or something like that, I can't like focus when the team isn't moving very quickly because like there's not a lot to focus on when a team is moving slow. And it's just tripping me out right now. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
It's just a waffle simulator. It is the first time, actually, I think, you know, because Baker Boys, we both know how aggressive they usually are and how much they go for those gunfights. But this game, they've actually been kind of on the quiet side, you know. They haven't been explosive in how the end. I mean, on attack they were pretty quick, but on this defensive side, they're letting the attackers push them. They have the kind of ideas set up, these kind of crossfires, and they don't really want to, you know, push these Hyferion players who clearly had the information. And considering from last round how Gecko just walked in and got 2 kills, I'm not exactly even sure how he did that, but they're a bit wary, and they're going to be playing this much more safer.
Yeah, still a slow take coming out from to go. And you have typical playing in this Harry Potter position, and just setting up these vertical angles. And you also have the replay from Salt Joint. So if somebody were to step right there, which either Gecko or maybe even Prophet, yep, I think that was Gecko who stepped right on it and he got lit up from it. So I think he's on 50. They don't have numbers for that.
It is 50. I think it's 50, 100, and then that's 110. So it is 50. It's exactly on 50 HP, it looks like.
Because I can't usually tell. I remember I said it was like 5 HP, not 5 HP on that one, but it was like 25. Anyways, I'll tell you later. Gecko is able to get a kill on the Salt Joint. The flame's going down, but Autumn is great kills from Hyferion5, and they're gonna take this into. Oh God, please don't take this into overtime. But as I said, Arid is actually this time into Autumn. The diffuser has gone down, and he has 4 more players to find. He has 30 seconds left to go. Vertical angles galore. Vertical simulator in full effect here. They're about to beat the game of vertical simulator or Hyferion5 as they have these angles from below. But they also have players in freezers. They have players on the east side or on the white stairs. And it's just, I don't know. He's trading shots, but he's not getting a kill or trading for a single player. And it's going to be Gecko to take him out. It was a lot of players shooting at him. I think Stizzy and then Gecko and then the other players from Freezer as he kind of planted himself.
I cast the question again, man. You know, I said a slow-paced game, and guess what Hyferion do? They do a rush plant. Okay, they get that first kill and immediately drop hatch and go for a rush plant. So honestly, at this point, I should not say anything and just sit here and watch like a viewer, because whatever I say, the opposite of it literally happens the next round. I don't know what is it to do with us casters and cursing rounds. It's the exact opposite, but I feel like this is too far. It's like they're predicting me. It's like they know I'm talking about them, and they're like, let's do the opposite, guys. This is a script. It has to be a script. You know, it's a conspiracy theory. Like, there's no way that another time, you know, I'm calling. Oh, I'm just a mind boggle, to be honest. But like you said, overtime, and Baker Boys, they had that 2-round advantage, and they let that slip. And now on overtime, they're going to be defending first, which is a positive for them. But you know, they're going to have to defend both bar, which you can see now, and then a different side, maybe if they lose this. But you know, they do have that advantage, as you know. Baker Boys, it was a 3-3 split actually, so I'm not going to say too much. But you know, it's been a pretty even game, but I would still put the edge slightly to the side of the defenders here. So, you know, maybe they have a slight advantage, but, you know, we were talking about how they can potentially get their first point. You know, this could slip away from their hands yet again.
I mean, honestly, you said it at the whenever they get too close, they are almost always they'll take like 5 steps forward and then take 500 steps backward. So like they'll be like super close and then they'll like be so far away at the same time.
Allergic to winning.
And yeah, and honestly, if they don't win this map right now and if they don't get a point, they are in deep trouble come Playday 6 or Playday 7 with your booster split because they are on 0 points and they are in the last place. And there are other teams that are grabbing points ahead of them. Hyferion5, you know, Esports,
Mhm.
I don't even want to Ignite. I don't even want to
Ignite,
talk
yeah.
about the top of the table because
QBG.
QBG are just running away with it. I don't even want to talk about it. They just 14 old people. They 14-0, 14-2, whatever. I don't even know, bro.
They're too insane.
They're
They're
crazy,
a little bit
bro.
cracked.
I don't want to talk about them. I don't. It's
I mean,
crazy, but like,
it's crazy.
but I'm looking at the bottom of the table towards the bottom of the table where Baker Boys are, and it's just, it's if they don't get a point here, then I don't know what's gonna happen. Come the split, come Playday 6, come Playday 7. Like I said, I'm scared for them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm scared for them too, and it starts off badly. Again, Slow is having not the best of games here. He's 4-10 today because, not today, but he's 4-10 in this match as he is the first pick for Hyferion yet again. You know, he's just not been able to do it on this entry, and Gecko in these last few attacking rounds has really stepped up and really proved himself to be that one player who can get those kills in these positions, and that is such unfortunate timing for the Buck, or fortunate I would even say, because the 3 drones come out as Ace Aaron shoots 2 of them, leaves that 3rd one, and I mean, that's just a funny sight. You see one drone, you see another one, you see another one, they're everywhere. But I mean, look at the time, 2 minutes have already gone, and the team of Baker Boys are still upstairs, you know. Hyferion haven't really pushed, haven't really done anything. They're taking this really slowly, and Saltshine is on his flank. He's down the red stairs. He's playing it inside of mining here, expecting someone to be playing close. But if he can push out and get a kill on someone into reading before he dies, or maybe even get 2, or maybe even get 3, you know, he could really put his team in a good position to finish out this round.
They didn't get the first pick, but they're not making a lot of moves onto the site. You see some players get up from both sides. Gecko being let up to like 190 some 98 HP, and then you have that being lit up to like 80 some HP. Bro, I don't need, because they don't need this other game. And again, 15 seconds left, and they're just still on these vertical angles. They have to attack site soon. You see the panic coming out from Hyferion5. What the heck, Aaron? He's
5
just,
seconds remaining.
there's a bunch of kills coming out from both teams. A 2v2 now, and Autumn's actually getting the plant down. They have to know they get 1 kill as Salt doing, and now it's left Autumn in the 1v2. Can he clutch it out? He has 2 players to find. He's gonna go on this east side rappel, which I think is a good position for him to go on. But if a player decides to jump out on him, if both of them decide to jump out on him, which one player is, and he's gonna, what the heck? No, please stop doing, please!
Oh, he kills his teammate!
Stop doing! Oh my
What?
God, bro.
There's absolutely no way that they managed to lose that round like that. What just happened? I mean, Saltshine missed his shot on to the Hibana,
Son.
and then missed. I mean, honestly, it is unfortunate when you're on the repel angle. I'm pretty sure the Hibana was just going down, but Plunet and Saltshine there, it's just surprising that they didn't get that kill. You know, that was such a good play. I commend them for that, because I think that was the right thing to do. You know, both of them jump at the same time. He can't really kill both of them there, but he somehow manages to get away with killing 1 and then killing 2, because, you know, I'm assuming that he thought he downed the Hibana, because there's no way that he would have ran across SMG11 like that if he didn't. But he didn't kill the Hibana. Hibana was on a sliver of HP somehow, and he lost a round because of that. And I'm sure the comms are like, wait, how did it not down him? You know, he shot him so much. But that is a tilter of a round. And honestly, you know, Baker Boys, they've played so well this game so far. And if they lose a game because of a round like that, you know, you just have to feel for them. Every single player on their team has 10 or more plus kills, except for Slows, who hasn't really been having the best games. He had a nice 2k one of these rounds, but that's about it. He has kind of been impactless, let's just say, on this defensive side. So if there is one player to step up for his team, it has to be him. But we're on 7-6 match point, Bumby, and it is do or die now for Baker Boys. They were 6-4 up, they've lost 3 rounds in a row, and they're now 7-6 down.
5 seconds left.
I apologize for here just assault. We're
Attackers'
because I
objective
know
is to
my
defuse
voice
the
is
bomb.
Understandable,
up and
completely
awkward
understandable.
because I was literally at a loss for how. I mean, like you said, he probably thought he downed him because the Aruni and the Aruni and the Habana are like both female operators, so they have like a female body type. So he probably just thought, oh wait, one's down, so it's probably the Habana, and I'm gonna go back in and try and defuse. Unfortunately, it was just a bunch of whiff shots at the end of the day, and I mean, it happens. It's just siege, and it's a little bit unfortunate. They do find themselves 7-5 on a match point, and Hyferion5 are on the defense, and Cafe is a defender's side of the map. These defenses have gone, or I'm so sorry, these rounds have gone in the way of the defense a lot of the time, mainly because of how slow both teams are just pushing and how prevalent the roam game is from both teams. But I said this before, if Baker Boys don't get a point here, if Baker Boys end up losing this round, it's going to spell trouble come Playday 6 and Playday 7 is going to hit them like a brick because they have 0 points. Or not even just Playday 6 and Playday 7, just any other Playday after this is just gonna hit them like a brick if they can't get a win here, if they can't get a point, because they don't have any momentum to go off of at the moment. And that's where the fear sets in if you're Baker's Boys fans, or even if you're just a Talent League fan. Slow is able to get the pick, as we talked about him not performing up to standards. He's gonna grab a pick onto Lauza, and that's a really good early for Cafe, early man advantage for Slows. As you see Baker Boys, you see one player on this, I can't pillar stairs, I'll call it pillar stairs.
He's on brown stairs. He's just
Brown
just on brown stairs. Yeah.
I don't know. Brown stairs, and then you have a couple players, 2 players actually on white stairs, so they can pinch the player here in Christmas playing behind the shield. But Typical also has to be careful about the player playing in behind that bar. And it looks like he's gonna shoot, and that's gonna rip the player behind bar, but also Prophet playing behind the shield. And it's left 45 seconds to go, and
The Ash Charge actually is the one that ends up killing him. But like we said, it's in a 5v3 in 30 seconds left on the clock. The Echo is on board. You have to remember, they can't take too long on this execute. Otherwise, the Echo could strike fear yet again into this map. The Flourish Drone comes out, the positions have been revealed. But look at Typical here. He's going to walk into Reception, and he's going to be able to vault into Court here. And he could easily get a few kills here if he's not, if he's not uncareful. And he does manage to get that first kill on to that mute. And now in a 5v2, as Typical gets a nice shot through the wall, and it's all into the Echo Stizzy, and he cannot get on his Echo drones because he is stuck here inside of Prep, not Pantry. That's called his Prep. That code is called Prep. We call it Pantry before, but honestly, if that Echo managed to run away there, I'm thinking, oh god, he's gonna manage to get that Echo drone and stop the plant. But Baker Boys scramble back and manage to win that round. I wouldn't say comfortably, even though the scoreline could have shown, the man count shown differently. It wasn't a comfortable win, but it was a much needed win, and hopefully it puts confidence back into the hands of Baker Boys. And let me just say, Typical, a very nice shot coming out from him through the wall onto that person playing there. I'm not sure if that's information or game sense, but it was a very nice, crisp and clean shot. So, we at Talent League appreciate you are giving us material for our plays of the week, the top 5 best and the top 5 worst plays of the week. Eventually, Yelly will make it happen just to make sure that players stop performing better. But he will. He said he will. But it's going to be round 15, and for the first time, Souljoin is going to be switching onto that Jaeger. Typical is going to be not playing Jaeger. He's going to be playing this mute, and they're going to go reading instead of upstairs. And this is a big thinking, right? If this is a big thinking emoji, what I'm thinking, because the last time they went, the time they won reading room was when Typical went upstairs, and when they were down a man deficit, he was the person on Jaeger who got 1 kill, he got 2 kills, and then he dropped the hatch, and that basically secured the round for his team. And the fact that he's swapped off here, it's a big gamble here. They're switching things up for round 15. They're gonna try to make things work, and it's gonna come down to whoever can get this first pick to really cement themselves into this round.
Yeah, I mean, I get the role change because Souljoin has been the main one getting a good amount of their kills. I mean, Baker Boys
won a few rounds though, right?
Yeah, every like few rounds or so, and I mean, Jaeger, we all know him as the aggressive operator. He has, well, he was the only operator before Thunderbird came out with uh the only carbine on defense, and the carbine is still very good if you know how to control it well. And I mean, if Salt Joint is gonna be as aggressive as he has been, it could translate into something very good for Baker Boys. I'm not gonna say anything other than that because every time I say something, something else always happens, and I hate saying things.
Let's just not say anything. Any predictions? But
I'm kind of just
let's
saying
keep it aside.
this.
But we're gonna keep an eye on is Slows. He's been the player who gets killed almost instantly every round on defense. He hasn't really put his mark on the defense side of Cafe here. And if there was ever a time for him to really prove himself, it would be here because with 5 and 10, he's letting his team down this match. Usually he's the one who as the person getting those kills and making sure his team don't lose every single round. But this is the game, and this is the round to show that he is still that player. And a minute goes by the clock. The air is tense. No casualties on either team. They're playing it passive. They don't want to be the first one picked off because let me tell you, in a round 15 match point, you don't want to be the first person picked off. That is the worst feeling. You want to be alive till the end. You want to make that play. And guess what? Who's making that play? It's Prophet onto Slows. As Slows, the first pick yet again. And that puts the team of Hyferion into the man advantage. And it's all down to Punet playing upstairs. The drone comes out. He has been droned. He's going to have to go for an aggressive play here. But no, he decides to drop down. Maybe. No, but Typical gets that kill onto Prophet. But Autumn refrags onto Saltjoin. And now in a 3-4 situation, Hyferion have the man advantage. And guess what? It's only A7 in sight. If you decide to push sight here, that's going to still make trouble for the team of Baker Boys.
Got a minute left to go do Hyferion5, and I mean, it's enough to make this execute happen, to do a final push into Cocktail. And you have 2 players in there, so if they take out one, which they did, that was Plunet. Now Typical, who was just there, is going to drop down Hatch, and it leaves him and Aaron, Typical and Aaron, in a 2. They have to find 4 other players, probably 2 apiece, if they can pull that off and do some incredible synchronization. But the one thing about this site, if the attackers have this vertical control, they can make you pay. But that's Typical to make Stizzy pay for just dropping over that. Oh my god, he grabs another kill. Typical, that's the fuser down. What the heck, Ayana? He's looking the way. That's another kill for Typical. There's no way. I can't believe this. Gecko is in the 1v2.
Typical! He's insane! What am I watching? Typical! He is that player. He was the one who was subbed off, and he is the one who showed up in round 15. He is the MVP for that game, and if that clip is not #1 in top 5 players of the week, I don't know what will. That was a 4K clutch when they were down 2v4. The droning was on point. It was so perfect, and they still managed to lose that. Typical. He is the MVP for that match, and Typical, if you're watching this in VOD review, congratulations, you earned yourself. We're gonna do some farming tonight because that was the deal we had, and a really solid performance with Typical overall today, dropping I think almost 30 kills, both maps combined. So he really was, even though he was a sub, he came in and did the business, and it is a 1-1, which means there is a draw. And Trippin, honestly, we don't need to do interviews for draws, but I would not mind having a player from Baker Boys considering their form this season. So if there is a bit of we anyone, like, we can get Slows in, we can get Typical, we can get Punet, but the team captain is Slow, so it would make more sense for him to bring him in. Considering the best of the season, I think it's okay if you make a little bit of an exception to get an interview in today. If it's not too much to ask as a humble caster. All right, we've asked. We're gonna wait on it. I mean, Wambi, I know I took your thunder towards the end of the round, but I just could not help myself. I mean, what?
I had to stop because that
It was
all
insane.
type of breath. Well, I was gonna say something about the Buck. Gecko was like in a 1v2, and then he just they all just, oh my god, I actually cannot believe that because they had the vertical angles in their favor. All they had to do was kill Typical, who was playing in that exposed
kill him.
position. All you had to do was kill him. And they didn't, and it's just, oh god, that's such a headache. And I know Hyferion5 are gonna kick themselves in the butt right now because again, Baker Boys are not playing with the captain. They're not playing with their
they're
captain.
not playing
They're
with the
not playing
captain,
with their
so
heart support. They're playing with a completely different player. and I find it very hard to believe
Incredible.
that they lose that they lose that
They
map
win.
and then they lose that match in general. I
I
mean, they
mean,
didn't even lose; they
let's
drawed.
the draw. You know what? Let's just call it typical. Not typical. We'll call it in slow. I mean, slows. First of all, congratulations on that first map win of the season.
Point.
Uh,
Let's
1 point
go.
is 1 point. 1 point, no longer on zero. I mean, you know what? Talk us through that game. We're starting Cafe first because it was the last map, and for the first time, you were not the player popping up from the team. You were having an absolute stinker of a game, if I do say so
Hey, I
myself.
was getting 4-man roam cleared consistently. Don't even try it.
It was, I'm just saying, stats say on the defensive side, you performed really poorly.
I'm just saying, after
And
this has been blocked, don't complain.
I will stop speaking about that now. But we will go on. I mean, you know what? Let's just start at the heart of it. In that last round, round 15, typical goes huge with the 4K. I mean, the comms. What is the passion? What was happening?
Okay, I was a waterfall of information that round. I don't think I could have given more calls to typical that round. If he clipped it, it'd have been a useless clip because all it would be is me talking and him going, "Oh, I'm a god with the SMG. Put me on the SMG," the whole time. That's all he was saying.
I mean, it was the round where he switched off that Jaeger for the first time, and changes like that are risky, especially in the
supposed to be on it the
9 hour.
game. He was supposed to be on the SMG the whole game.
If he was on the SMG the whole game, I feel like the map would have been over much sooner, considering his form with that gun. And it was a pretty even game overall. Especially. But let's talk about the highs. Let's just talk about the lows a little bit. What happened in that? Okay, overtime, first round, the Wamai and Aruni, Plunet and Soljoin, they both jumped out. I mean,
I think Salt sprayed Dan.
Yeah. Oh, was it actually a team kill?
I think he might have just done a lot of damage because the Hibana was looking at Dan and Salt did a little bit of missing.
He did a little bit of missing, and I'm assuming he thought he downed the Hibana. That's why he ran out with SMG.
Aaron called him down. He's a bit of a troller.
And that was what we had thought as well, because it makes no sense for him to run at him. But yeah, it was a hard round to lose, especially I think considering how well you had played that round and how well you've played the game. But let's go back a little bit more onto Coastline and 7-5. I mean, it's a lost map, but it was not the worst. You had a lot of good plays on that map. You lost 2 clutches, unfortunately, in a 1v1. It was typical on that first Sunrise defense, where you lost that post plan. And it was you actually, unfortunately, losing that 1v1 in the dying seconds of the round to the smoke in Billard. So
that round, I really wanted to uninstall. Because Aaron just got off plant for no reason at all. And then we lost the round.
We did lose. I mean, it is unfortunate that you lost at Coastline, because that was a very winnable Coastline, I feel. And this was probably... I'm hoping this is a turning point in the season, that you won the first point, and now you're going to get the next 3 and the next 3 after that, and put yourself in a comfortable spot above relegation, because, 1 point, that's more than 0, just all I'm saying.
That's a good point. It literally
that is a very good point.
Is a good point.
It is a good point, yes.
Point. That's the best point we could have gotten.
It is the best point.
Well,
and
kind of. We could have won.
Best point. Best
1 point,
point
we've ever gotten.
The best point. But I've asked a lot of questions. 1B, I've basically stole the show at this interview. Do you have anything to ask? I'm sure you have so much to ask, Slows here.
So you know what? I do want to say, looking towards your Playday 6, you have Nice Gaming coming up, and currently they are on 3 points, and you are only on 1. I want to know what your game plan coming into that is, because I don't know if Venom is coming back for that, if he's IGLing, but I'm pretty sure he is. And I wonder how he's gonna fit right back into the team, considering how well you guys, how improved you guys look, even without their IGL. I mean, you guys are gonna probably look even better with him coming into Playday 6.
Yeah, I think the big change that we made was we figured out that info is kind of good. And if you give it, you can do things. So we've been learning. We've been doing a lot of practice by speaking and using the microphones. So hopefully we've got an IGL. We can do more of speaking and using the mics. Because
especially you can turn on the mic and speak. That's insane. Revolutionary, some would say. But I mean, let's just talk the game plan today. Obviously, your captain, Brody Venoms, was not playing, and you had a sub of Typical, who was a completely different player from Venom. So did you do any kind of role swapping? What would happen? Was Typical supposed to be on those flex roles, and he just support roles, and he just decided to play Jaeger and Buck all game. Like, what was the game plan coming in, and how did it basically change throughout the match?
The game plan coming in was we don't know what to do with typical. Hopefully, we figure it out. Holy shit, we won a game, well, we tied a game. That was the whole game plan because it developed as we went, and it was like we're losing. It's close. We can win a map.
We can win. I mean, yeah. You were a 6-4 match point, could have made it much easier, but yeah, I mean, typical, even though he is the sub, he was a star player, I would say, especially considering that last round. For 4-player clutch, you know, the comms, you can say something, but the viewers only managed to see the kills, and the kills that Typical made as the sub, you know, Brody coming in next week, he's gonna have big shoes to fill, you know, considering the amount of kills that Typical got this game, and hopefully
Typical's got big feet.
I mean, I don't know about that one. We're gonna have to ask him about his feet size, but I was speaking metaphorically in terms of how much fragging power he brought. But hopefully next week we're gonna see a more balanced team and a completely new Baker Boys, and hopefully you can get your first 3 points of the season, not just
Holy
1.
shit. You can get that many?
would be insane.
Oh,
Yes,
I
you
thought it
can.
was
When you win
just-
a game,
No
you get
way.
3.
Oh my
It is
God.
a lot of points.
We've got to
3
try
times.
that. We've got to try that.
You should. It's pretty good experience, you know. But Bombi, do you have any more questions to ask?
No, not really. I mean,
No.
congratulations on getting your first point, and I
Congratulations.
do look forward to seeing how you guys play towards when
Mhm.
Playday 6 eventually does come, when Venom is back. And
Mhm.
good job, basically. There's not a
Thank
lot I
you.
can say.
But yeah, anyways, congratulations again, Slows. Congrats on the draw, not the win. First point, hopefully many more to come. Looking forward to see how the rest of your season goes. Once again, congratulations and have a good night.
We're going to shoot for 2 points.
That is not physically possible, but good luck.
All right. Well, guys, that was the end of Hyferion5 versus Baker Boys.
Yep.
A very close match at the end of the day, and
Super close,
both
yeah.
teams walk away with a point. Hyferion5 are probably going to be looking to kick themselves in the ass for it, but it's whatever. We move. We're going to the next game, which is tomorrow, and I think that game is actually, sorry, let me look it up because I forgot. Blue Jays versus Machine Soldiers Academy, and that game should be extremely interesting and very entertaining for you guys to watch. Both teams doing completely well, and that does it for me and Jaeger. I mean, goodbye. I don't know how to do outros.
I'll take over. It's fine. I can tell your brain has been completely fried from watching these games today, and look forward to seeing a lot of these clips on hopefully in match of the day. I'm getting confused. Plays of the week, top 5 plays of the week. You know, it was a very entertaining game today. I've been your caster, Jaeger, co-casted here with Wumby. Thank you, production. Also, thanks to our sponsors, Howling Media. Once again, this has been me. Thank you and good night. Stay hydrated.